It is Cuestacast, episode number 21. Hello, everybody. How are you out there? August 19th, 2026. David, you're back. Hi.
I am back. I'm happy to be back.
I mean, you've been living through some hell, so.
I've been having some fun, but I will say I've been enjoying this year's Madden. I have it because I have the EA subscription thing, and you can play on it.
Mhm.
So I'm actually enjoying this year's Madden. I'm surprised. There's a lot of issues with it still, but it's a lot better than other Maddens.
Does the ball spin the right way
Yes.
when it's thrown?
No.
They've gotten that mechanic down.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that the receiving mechanics are fun when you get used to them. Like at first they're a little weird,
Yeah,
but once you master it, it's solid.
The game itself feels better than any Madden I've had a chance to touch recently.
Now, what about the new NCAA? Because a lot of people like the new NCAA. How does it match up to that?
I actually like this Madden better than the newest college football. Out of the time I played for both of them, which is a decent amount of time. So right now, I think Madden's a bit better. And
how bad are the Jets?
I haven't played as them. I've been playing Superstar.
Wow,
so,
you fucking.
But the thing is, and maybe it's just because I was playing on not great teams or teams that are not as good as other teams in college football, but something is up with the blocking sometimes and all that, where like the guards in the center just don't touch them, so you get fucked. And that happens a lot less in Madden. No, but it happens a lot in CFB. And like not only that, but it's just no. There's something about this Madden that feels better than the college football game of this year.
It should though, right? Because the way it used to be back in the day is that Madden would come out, and then next year's college would basically be Madden from the previous year. And the new Madden was the upgrades, right? The only thing that college football games ever truly had on Madden was the read option was really good in college football. For good reason, right? That's a lot of teams run the read option, the triple option, and things like that.
And play actions work in Madden. Especially because there are some traits and stuff you can get as a QB and other things, and some of the traits and things like you have an increased chance of getting people to bite on play actions and all that type of stuff, and they actually bite. Like some of the better guys don't bite, or they bite less. But especially if you're running the ball well, they'll actually bite on it.
They should give the Pennington trait where you remember how Pennington literally used to just like hide the ball and like walk as if the play was done. Like, and I remember our dad would go nuts because he's like, he's gonna die. He needs to stop doing that. And I think Pennington never really got clean for doing that ever.
But that's the thing though, is it's like it just feels better. It feels a lot better. There's a lot of things that they've tried to improve, and there's still issues like wear and tear is a fucking monster. Your characters, your players get hurt too much, or they're too much wear and tear that they're out of the game. Like in my Superstar, I ended up on the Vikings, and until I turned wear and tear down, Justin Jefferson every game was out for like most of the second half because he couldn't come back in because otherwise he'd be injured. Yeah, so the wear and tear is an issue. There's other issues in the game. It's definitely not a fucking like perfect product.
Madden's never going to be, right? Because
but still,
much that goes into
there's still things that as a player base say EA, look, if we like certain things, we're gonna like them, but you still need to fix this shit. Like maybe this is a good step, but you still need to fix shit.
What always annoys me is when they had things like that were right in like Madden 2007 and now they can't get it right. Like those are the type of things that's
like, they had it gone and now they're reintroducing this is something new. It's like, no, we already had this. You guys
like,
took
no,
it
the
away.
hit stick isn't new. EA, okay? It's like, and we can't do that anymore in football. So stop letting us hit stick things. That's not allowed. Now, I did see something interesting, sticking to a little bit of like sports gaming. I saw that in the new 2K for basketball, you're going to have to time your dunks. Like, it's not going to be just...
There was, unless I'm thinking of something else. But
I think they're making it a little bit more difficult where it's not just automatic when you drive down the lane that, like, if you're clear, like, you can... Like, now you're going to have to time your dunks, or otherwise it just goes, like, to a layup.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw some people on Twitter really liking the trailer for 2K27. I didn't watch it. I had played some of 2K26. It was okay. It's okay. It's not something where I'm like, I really want to play this. It's just like, I like basketball enough that I'll play it a decent amount, but it's not something that I loved.
They need to get the my player right, because people like playing the my player, because basketball is the type of game where you can have your guy could be good and you control every game. Like, that's a fun part. There's only 10 guys on the court, 5 on each team. So if you can get your my player to a certain point where once you're in that high 70s, low 80s, you can start dominating games. And that gets fun. So when they get the story correct, like sometimes the stories suck and it just takes you out of it. Like the Spike Lee one was okay.
Sometimes it's like a little bit too serious for its own good. And it's just like, I'm kind of just playing a 2K game here, I don't need a full theatrical story. I just need a little backstory. Give me things throughout the season.
With the Spike Lee one, like you could make someone like pasty white and they were like still acting and talking and acting like being like a hood black person. It's like they need to do some sort of adjustments to what you look like. Like they should give you the option, like, like how you want to be.
The thing is, any kind of superstar or whatever, you just need a basic thing, either introductory or whatever, nothing crazy, and then just added things throughout the year. Like there's not maybe not cutscenes all the fucking time, especially if you're long into the superstar, but just events, certain things. Like in Superstar Madden 27, not every game has different conditions, but some games the defenses are playing a little bit better that game. Some games your tight end's out. Some game there's different things happening in a lot of the games, so it makes it there's something different going on. It's not you're not just playing the same old thing.
I think it'll be cool when they start to really integrate AI, and like especially for like press conferences, because the player press conferences you could kind of do like fixed answers, but if you could just kind of like give it like, even if they like sit there and at the beginning of the game they're just like read this paragraph and they like hear how you read it and it's like answer this question, what would you say? And from that your my player will give certain responses,
or just sound like you or something, or just like that.
Or even it's like you can choose like frustrated response, okay response, like good response, and it'll just AI it in the way you would kind of say it, and that could be fun. And it would definitely like the interaction with the media might be different, or players, like AI can change a lot. No. Like I'm excited for RPGs and AI.
Well, we'll
because
see.
Things like
I don't think it'll be a AAA that does it well. I think we'll find it another game that does it well first. But
I really feel like if I've heard actually some good things about early stuff of the new Skyrim, the new not Skyrim, but new Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls 6. I've actually heard like Bethesda's trying, which is nice, right? Because they haven't tried for like 6 games.
I haven't seen anything. Well. So 4 of those 6 games is Skyrim re-release. So.
Yeah, but so if they can do that in like the RPG space, even if it is an indie where they can program all of their NPCs to just be AI, and you could then have legitimate conversations with them, and it's not always the same shit. Depending on what's going on, they can, within character, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Either way, it's not what we're meant to be on right now. I don't want to go too long.
We could do whatever the fuck we want. So I want to get to some of the comments as we jump in. Adam Pizza coming in right away, memeing. I was on Tim's show a couple months ago. As soon as I walk in, I assume. As soon as you walk, if you just start walking, Tim just rips you. Tim calls me a gay retard, and I tried to be cordial, but he kept commenting on my sexuality all throughout the debate. Bad guy, Tim, for real. I'm joking for legal reasons. No, we're letting Tim know. We're going to make sure his lawyer calls you. Got Caveat Ties and Nate hanging out. Hello. Nate being mean. Asking, Jets getting an interception this year.
God willing.
I mean, we got Minka. I think Minka will get one by default. He's just in the right place.
We should. Look.
They're significantly better in the secondary. They better.
Yes, but I don't want to spread any optimism until I see.
Well, here's the thing. If David Bailey is what he's supposed to be, right?
He's looking good so far.
Will McDonald gets better. We have Asai, who's a pretty good pass rusher. I'm thinking that as long as our pass rush is decent, by default, the quarterback's going to make a mistake enough to throw a pick.
Give us something.
Give us something. So we'll see. I saw CJ Mosley's been hanging around practice the past 2 days.
Which is cool.
Hire the man.
Cool. Yeah.
Hire him. Make him bring him on as an assistant.
But having having him around and also having DeMario on the team, that's a lot of leadership. That's a lot of experience there.
They would do wonders. I saw Sherwood was asked today about, what it means. He's like, it's just like day one. Like he's still CJ. Like, honestly, get the man in pads. I'm pretty sure CJ can still play. Just,
I don't think he wants to.
if he shows up again to practice, just walk out and just like hand him shoulder pads and see what he does with them. And if he puts them on, it's like, oh, Woody wants to talk to you upstairs, and Mooj wants to talk to you, and signed him yesterday.
Gonna say no. He's like, no, thank you, guys. Like, I'll help.
He's done getting his ass beat in football, like in just general, just getting your body beat up. Nate G coming back saying, "I wish NBA 2K had a mandatory load management feature where you had to have load management." I mean,
I will say this. So I didn't explore much of the. It's not really called franchise on 2K, but either way, I didn't explore much of franchise on 2K, so I don't know how much they did with free agency and stuff like that. But and I know I keep going back to Madden, but it's because what I played recently. But Madden 27 in free agency, they actually added different interest for players. So whether or not they care about the income tax in the state, whether or not they care about whether they're playing in a cold area, like then these things matter to them. Like, that's cool. Like I like that addition. Now, how many times maybe it affects things and whether or not it's a little janky, I'm not sure because I haven't done it enough.
But the fact that it's there is a cool
exactly
addition.
And what I'm saying is, like, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if in 2K, especially because load management's a thing, maybe an older player who might be good still says, well, I kind of want to be out for like so many games because I want to be prepared.
I mean,
like that's not an unbelievable thing to want to have to go with or go against in 2K when you're trying to build a team. I think that would add something to it.
And it's not because in the college games, they've been doing these types of personality traits and things like that for a long time, in certain different character traits and what they want and need in a school and things like that. And, you might be the perfect fit for this 5-star and it helps you get them, even though you're a 3-star team.
You're in their pipeline and
you're in the pipeline location, the size of your school. Like, there's a lot that goes, and they've been doing this with college games, obviously. NCAA just came back, but even previous, like, what was it? NCAA 14 was the last one before this one.
Well, before the rehash of college football, which is
but it's like, so they've been doing these types of things, and even back then, it was like hard to recruit. It was a challenge to recruit, and I used to love being like the Richmond Spiders and just doing what I can to try and like bring. It's
supposed to be a bit annoying. You're supposed to like lose a little bit. And then you're building your powerhouse because you're actually building them. That's the fun part of Dynasty.
That is so much fun. Caveat Ty saying they'll be giving a lot of interceptions. You know what, Rollin? As long as Gino just slings it around and he's
a gunslinger, points, man. So I wouldn't.
If they score points, and you know what, Rollin? At this point, as a Jets fan, and David knows this, I get excited when we just watch competent offensive play. I get excited when we look like an NFL team, whether we're a good NFL team or not. That's fine. But just looking like a competent offense, and Eugene, since he's left the Jets and gotten starting roles, has been a competent quarterback. Maybe not great, but competent. So I'm just hoping for competent offense. Nietzsche saying, I quit playing Madden at 15 when they got rid of custom situation packages. That was a wrap. Yeah. I mean, the custom situational packages were, I think, Nate, the thing is, though, that shit was over a lot of people's heads, and it probably wasn't as used.
Well, it's another thing, like, why take it out, right? And also, I will say this, because they actually have some more fun plays that they've added, like, in like the Vikings playbook, they have shift plays. So you come out in shotgun, you shift into a single back, and then you run. It's fucking cool. Like at least I didn't see it in other Maddens recently. So it's just like, okay, they're adding things to make
it's like fun. By default, going in this formation, cadence, shift, run the play type of thing. Which is, again, it's offenses do those types of things, and especially at the Vikings. God, I forget the head coach, but he's a great offensive mind.
Kevin
O'Connell. Like he's the type of guy that would put something like that in, where you have some other coordinators, and obviously Brian Schottenheimer's a head coach now, but Shotty is a very much more vanilla type of guy. He's very much more. He obviously is adjusted to the spread now because everyone runs the spread. Dak is so much better in the shotgun than under center, but everybody, everyone does different things, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We have Coach Farrell coming in, hanging out, saying, "Hey, AOL Dave, what are you doing without AOL?"
I am actually on AOL. You just don't know it. It's actually running pretty well. They've done well.
You know, AOL is still one of the biggest internet providers in the world.
I'm not surprised. It's the
A
same
lot of
thing. Like,
the third
well, it's the
world
same thing.
countries
Like,
all have AOL still.
like WhatsApp is I'm pretty sure the biggest messenger. Either that or Telegram or Signal or something like that. But it's something that we don't fucking use.
Speaking of messenger apps, there's this newish, but it's fairly new app called Carrier Pigeon. Have you heard of it?
No.
So this guy created this app and acknowledges that this app truly has no quantitative purpose. But what the app is that you and somebody else downloads this app and you could send messages via carrier pigeon. And there is like a 0.2% chance that the pigeon either gets lost or dies on the way. And it like takes time. So like you like, and it tries to like, you can have eagles, owls, pigeons.
It's like a simulator carrier pigeon.
It's a simulator carrier pigeon. So say it's like me and you're over there in West Virginia, I'm here in New York, and we each have the app. And I want to send you a carrier pigeon. You have to have eggs too. It takes 16 days for your eggs to hatch. And I want to send a message via carrier pigeon. I can just send a message like, "Hey, fuck you." And it like does like the average speed of a pigeon. And it takes that amount of time to get to you to West Virginia. And then you get it in your app.
That's really silly, and that's a pretty good thing to do.
And the creator just said, it was like, this has no real purpose. I'm not trying to make money. It's just been in my head forever and I needed to do it.
Yeah.
And consequently enough, right around the exact time the carrier pigeon dropped, a few days later, this other app named Roost dropped, which is basically the same app. And they talked to each other, and it was quite literally, they came up with, it's a coincidence. They're not going after each other. They're like, use whatever app you want. They're both retarded. And funny. It's just, so like whichever one you want, it's a similar concept, and they're not like suing each other. They talked it out, and it's quite literally, they each had this stupid idea and they just wanted to put it in the fun. So if you're interested in sending carrier pigeons or carrier eagles or shit like that to your friends, download either Roost or Carrier Pigeon. And I mean, that could be fun. I'll just send you like fuck yous and they'll get there in like 3 days.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty funny.
It's awesome. You just have to convince enough people to get the app. Yeah. Coach Farrell coming in saying, me and my brother are just checking in on your mental health.
I appreciate it. You never know what you're gonna do when your mental health is gone. It's rough.
Farrell saying as well, it's college football 27 over Madden 27. Video games are last. You, Alex?
See, I disagree. I don't know. Something about this Madden feels better than his college football.
I mean, we'll see too, because obviously Madden sells like hotcakes, but they have a number they want to hit. Mm-hmm. And the goal is always to get new players. So if people like David is saying like, hey, I actually ingest these types of games often, and I'm telling you this is fine. Like, we can do that. We can play this game, get this game. It's fun. Word of mouth is massive. They're going to get 1 billion sales, but are they going to get to 1.5 billion? That's different, So it is what it is with that. Can't wait till Madden's $100. They're going to do that soon. Once GTA 6 gets to 100, EA is going to be like, yep, so is 2K. Farrell coming in also saying, is OD's 4-3 defense still on Madden? Liz Roger, Linda Rose. I don't think the terminology is there, but the 4-3 OD style, OD is only OD. Yeah. I don't know if they could do it. They probably have it in the college game, though.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've only really been playing Superstars so far. I haven't actually dug into the full team aspect yet.
Farrell, what you have to do in the college game is, because you can make custom teams and custom shit, make OD's defense actually in there with terminology. Like, you can model this shit. Mm-hmm. So
I don't know how well, because I'm pretty sure Farrell probably has it on PS5. So I'm not sure how well you can like move everything into PS5, because really it's more like team builder on a computer, then you move it over.
I think that would be a cool fucking feature for coaches, like high school and college coaches, if they want to input their playbook.
Yeah.
And they can use it for their team, so then they could see if their playbook is any sort of good. Like, that would be awesome, like a simulator.
Well, yeah. So it's like, but I mean, like, the gameplay like has to be like good in order for it to work. But yeah,
I mean, but the plays are plays, right? You're just telling players where to go, and like I feel like Farrell would enjoy that. He could put he has his offense, and Manchester is going to be humming this year, so he would put his offense in there and all the terminology. Now, Obviously, you don't want your opposing teams to then play and then know all your terminology. That may fucking suck, but it would still be a cool feature if you could just like put your like, and it might just get people to design their own playbooks and just put them in just for fun. Caveat Ty saying Pony Express app, that would be sweet. Download it. Download it, damn it. Create it. Download it. Dream it, you fucking dreamer. Adam Pizza saying Madden 09 was my favorite. I think Madden 99 was my favorite.
Who was on Madden 09? I know I played it.
Was 09 Dante Culpepper?
Favre. That was Favre when he came to the Jets.
Oh, it was when, which was fucking hilarious because I bought Madden 09 and you had it and it had Brett on the cover in his Green Bay uniform. When he got traded, you could go to Walmart and they were giving you a slip to put the Jets version on there. It was actually pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. That was something that wouldn't happen today, right? Like it wouldn't happen. Who's on the cover? Is it Caleb Williams this year?
Yes, it's Caleb Williams this year.
Got it. Connor coming in saying you can input your playbook. No one has that time, aka my brother and my uncle OD.
See, okay, yeah, you can do that. See that? Like they have done.
Connor, go do it.
They have done a decent amount of work on these games. I want to give them that because they do get a lot of flack for good fucking reason, especially because of all the money they're still trying to extract for,
and especially because
should be in the game.
Because 2K7 is still a better game than anything they fucking made or whatever it was. What was it? 2K7
2K8
or 2K8? Yeah, 2K is the best football game ever created.
Well, I mean, like that game, the movement in that game is fan-fucking-tastic.
The blocking, the passing, it was so much more natural looking. It really was. We're just having a nice gaming conversation here. Adam Pizza saying, I love creating jerseys and making an OP team. I had an NCAA March Madness 2012. I had a team called the Trenton Tiny Turtles, and it was the greatest logo ever. And I cannot find that logo anymore.
It's so sad. That was all the Tiburon stuff when Tiburon was the company making it, or the small EA shell, or whatever the fuck it was, and they had the Hammerhead Shark and everything. Those are their logos. Because a lot of the logos that I'm pretty sure sports fans or sports simulation players played when they were younger and all that. All of it's Tiburon stuff that you mostly remember, like pretty much most.
In Madden 98, you could be the Tiburon team, and it was all the devs.
Yeah,
they made a team, and they were just all 99. Like it was such a great meme. Like they were the best team ever, and it was just all the devs, the Tiburon team, which was really cool. Nate coming in saying, if you pre-order this year, you can get Caleb's Purse Edition. I want them to send me his nail polish of the week every fucking week, and I will paint my nails like Caleb Williams. Connor saying the flaw with CFB 27 and Madden 27 is that any ball carrier can just truck like crazy.
Yeah, you still have to play around with sliders on these games, which you still have to fuck with them. And
you should anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you always want the game to come out and be as good as possible before you have to fuck with that stuff, right? Like I said, with the wear and tear and all that, it's really annoying that I have to go in and either turn it off completely or lower it and then raise the recovery and stuff like that, just so my players actually play a fucking game, a full game. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, oh yeah. Nate saying 2K presentation back then was better than now. First person view was the best. It was a game changer. It really was. It was fucking crazy.
Well, and it's funny you bring that up. Do you see that video the Eagles put out where Jalen Hurts in practice with the camera and him throwing the dot to Goddard? Goddard. So they put out a first person video of Jalen Hurts in practice throwing a touchdown to Goddard and him looking off and stuff like that. And people were replying and be like, this is virtually impossible, but also I'm still going to talk shit when he throws an interception and stuff like that. Like people are watching and like, yeah, it is very hard.
So here's the question though. Because again, when you watch how fast it's actually going, you realize how insane the game actually is. But why has an NFL decided to have people pay a premium package, like per game or for the year, to get an uncut, uncensored, mic'd up for the player of their team? Like a player of the week gets mic'd up from the team, and you can pay like $30 a game, $40 a game.
I think there's multiple reasons for that. And one, I think a lot of some players may like being mic'd up, but they don't like it that much. And also number two, I just don't think there'd be enough people actually paying.
I don't know. You tell the player. You tell the player they're getting a cut because they're mic'd up, and
but then that just adds on. It become more headache than not. To be quite honest, I think. I think that's the reason why they don't want to.
I'd pay and I'd listen.
I understand that you would, but that doesn't mean that enough people would.
I fucking want it, Dave. Connor coming in saying, my brother says MLB Slugfest is arguably the best 2000s game. It was so fucking hard. Okay,
like
Slugfest was
game in general, because that's an interesting comment.
Sports game probably.
Yeah.
But Slugfest was hard. It was a legitimately difficult game, and that's what made it fun because baseball's a hard game.
I've never actually played Slugfest. I fucking loved Blitz. I didn't play Blitz the League. I should have. I should go back and play it.
Good.
Blitz,
NHL Street. Hits was a ton of fun.
Hits was great. NFL Street was fucking fantastic.
With Chad Ochocinco right on the front.
Well, that was the 3.
Was that the 3rd one?
That was the 3rd one. But 1 and 2 were fucking amazing.
I don't know. If you really want to talk about sports games, I'm not going to lie. The backyard sports games were so much fucking fun.
Those are 90s, though. No, well, actually,
they were 2000s.
No, 90s. There was 97. There was backyard baseball 97, really? But they went into the 2000s.
They were good, though.
Which also backyard baseball came back.
I know. Pablo's still a fucking man.
As it should be.
Connor saying, also, what's your favorite actor for Spider-Man? Mine personally is Andrew Garfield, but this is arguable. David knows my answer.
Yeah,
David,
what's
your answer?
What's yours? Mine's still Toby. I need to go see Brand New Day and stuff like that. I listened to a bunch of different YouTubers. Some people really, really liked it. Some people didn't like it.
I 100% want to see it.
But overall, the experience seems to be positive for most people. So I need to go see it. But I also still haven't seen No Way Home yet. So I need to see that as well.
For me, because I'm a comic book nerd, Tom Holland easily, and it's not close. Toby was a good Spider-Man. He was fine as the actor. I blame Sam Raimi and his direction and the writing for making him too damn strong. Spider-Man's not that strong. And solving things with his muscles too often and not being overly intelligent. Andrew Garfield was really good. He just needs to be uglier. No one's believing a good-looking guy like Andrew Garfield's getting bullied as much as Peter Parker did. Tom Holland's just perfect. He's small. He's squirrely. He looks like Flash Thompson, who shouldn't be a fucking Indian, but he looks like Flash Thompson. Should pick on him. But at the same time, you get the good blend of seeing like Tom Holland's obviously really smart. Like you tell there are moments where he has his genius and he figures things out. And he's not super strong. He doesn't win fights because he's stronger than them. He wins fights because he figures it out. He outwits, and that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man outwits people while talking shit. And he is really strong. Don't get me wrong. But Toby was too goddamn strong. That was his biggest flaw to me. So my favorite's Tom Holland. Nietzsche saying NHL mic'd up over NFL mic'd up. I mean, NHL guys, though, it depends on who you have. Because I feel like you have so many of them who just kind of just do their fucking job because they know they're tough. They don't have to talk as much shit. Like you'd have to definitely put it on some of the enforcers that are more, out there. Nate saying, Alex is on to something. NFL preseason ratings are beating any combination of MLB and NHL games combined. NFL could sell a camera angle from a pylon. Or
I mean, they probably could. Well,
honestly, if you put GoPros in like helmets, though, like little ones, and have people watch those.
They do have certain angles where, it's no commentary and they're different angles. There were certain packages. But they do have other angles. They just don't have like the first person or like the pilot.
I mean, the Manning cast is great because they just make it into a radio talk show with the game in the back.
That's different. That's But I'm saying they have one where you're straight up not hearing like any.
Yeah.
You're just hearing field noise and shit like that.
I actually, when I'm watching, it's either between the Manning cast or the McAfee. I don't listen to if it's like a night game. The McAfee crew is fantastic.
Did you listen to the Pat McAfee album?
No, I'd heard it was terrible. I don't want to watch it.
I've heard some clips. And it does not sound good to me.
Is it country rap? What is it?
It's country rap-ish.
So he's gangsta hick. I'm not surprised. He is a gangsta hick. So he cut a nice little promo because someone asked if he's ever going back to the WWE. And he was like, if Randy won, sure. So he's memeing there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever going back. He doesn't need to go back. Connor saying, I agree, but I think Andrew Garfield has the best webbing in Spider-Man action. I mean, the fight scenes were really good. The choreography was good with Andrew Garfield. The stories were fucking terrible.
I'd have to rewatch them. But I remember enjoying like his fighting, especially
his commentary was great.
I can't remember if it was in the first one. I think it might have been the beginning of the second one where he's stopping some kind of robbery. And I remember liking the fighting in that, but I can't remember exactly. But
Andrew Garfield's quippiness and the way he spoke as Spider-Man and like his character in the suit would have worked best if they ever did a Deadpool crossover, because he would have been perfect bouncing off of Ryan Reynolds just with their personalities. I don't think Tom Holland would do very well with Ryan Reynolds in that sense. It's weird.
I'd have to see Brand New Day. I'm not sure because I heard he's good in this.
Yeah, so
I really stepped into Spider-Man.
Amazing. Yeah, he became well. I was listening to some people and they said this is the first actual Spider-Man movie. All the other ones were Avengers. Yeah. This is the first Spider-Man movie and Tom Holland shined. Like he really became Spider-Man. Adam Pizza saying we need to governmentally remove some NFL safety rules, such as the lineup during kickoff. I actually don't care as much about that.
It
still gives the opportunity for the returner to return.
That's the thing. I defend the lineup during kickoff because if we're not going to get through to them to actually make the kickoff like the kickoff was. Yeah. So it's either we do that and we have an actual kickoff where we could still see something happen, or just eliminate the fucking thing.
And I like that there's a penalty for touchbacks. And okay, you get a touchback. It's on the 35. So you want to give the returner a chance, and they still have the chance to score. I don't mind that.
Like, to be fair, to be quite honest, I want the old kickoff the way it used to be. I would rather go back
to the wall and everything.
I would rather go back to that. But if we're not going to do that, and we're obviously not going to do that with the people in charge, I'd much rather find a way to actually have a fucking kickoff happen.
It's funny because I remember one of the people that we grew up with, Kevin Malice, played for Rutgers. And I remember, it was huge. He went to Rutgers, and when he was a freshman or sophomore, he wasn't fully playing on defense yet as a linebacker. He didn't start doing that really. I think his sophomore year he got playing time there. Junior and senior year he took over the starting role, and he almost won a national championship with them. He was a part of those great Rutgers teams. But I just remember, I think it was his sophomore year, we were watching a game and Kevin was on special teams and he was in charge of blowing up the wall. And I just remember seeing Kevin running like a brick shithouse and fucking flying, squirreling into 3 people. And I'm just like, let's go, Kevin. Like, just bowling ball so that other players can get it. Was listen, that was football, man. They need to remove a lot of rules. They need to get rid of instant replay. Instant replay has been the bane of sports.
Who was it that I think they were talking to Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow about taunting and stuff like that. He's like, we're grown men.
And they're pros.
Yeah.
They're pros. When you get to the level of pro, you should be able to talk shit.
Yes.
I agree with not rubbing it in a way. I'm fine with that. But you should be able to get animated. You should be able to turn around and stare someone down. You should be able to do certain Dion. What do we remember the fucking Dion for? Arm back, ball hanging, high stepping, right?
Well, it's just like with Tyreek Hill, right? He always used to fucking put his fingers up to the guys he's running about. But like, he shouldn't have had to make his glove do it. So he just put the glove back, right? Like, obviously it's a funny workaround, but I'd rather see him just do it normally.
Yeah, no. I've always said high school and college should be very policed. You have not earned the right to showboat. You are still a kid. You have not accomplished a fucking thing. Once you get to the pros, all bets are off. You're there to entertain at that point. You are there to entertain me. That's why I'm changing my stance on HGH and steroids too. I don't fucking care if these people want to destroy their lives. Their health has nothing to do with me. Your job is to go and entertain me. So if you want to put needles in your ass for 25 years, go fucking do it, okay? Like, I don't care. Like, that's for me. Like, when they get to the pro level, I don't care. Would I prefer the sport being clean? Yes. Is any pro sport clean? No, guys. Until we could stop giving fucking cortisol injections so they don't feel pain anymore to go fucking play. Like, tell me that's not a performance enhancer right then and there. My knee is ripped to shreds, but let me fucking put a numbing agent in there so I can go play. Like, get the fuck out of here. Don't make me mad. Farrell saying Hack No Cap over Jake Paul, whatever angle you wish to take it.
Yeah, I agree.
Hack No Cap would like to be under Jake Paul, probably. What we know about Hack. Connor coming in saying, like, bro, the intro to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best in my opinion.
Unfortunately,
I feel like you're memeing a little here, Connor. But no, Amazing. Listen,
if I remember correctly, I did like the beginning of that movie.
Amazing Spider-Man. Both of them had moments. But they fucking sucked. Andrew Garfield was the best part of it. He was good. He's a really good actor. So I like Andrew Garfield. But the stories were balls. Nate G saying kickoff coverage was so fun. The worst was kickoff return, running 30 yards downfield and blowing up some poor kid that just barely turned around. Is feeling like no other. No, it's fucking amazing. I used to love it because I was small too. But I was fast. So if I can catch someone off guard and decleat them, it was always the worst though when you decleated a kid that you knew started too, and they were like, all right, they're gonna fucking gun for me now. Because I always started on defense and stuff. So I was like, all right, I gotta figure out where this kid's gonna come clean me. It was part of the game. Coach Farrell saying the old kickoff is still in high school, but not the NFL. So let's put the teenagers in harm. They're not in harm. It's football, Coach Farrell.
I get what he's saying, though.
They're not in harm. Adam Pizza saying, I'm promoting martial law inside of football stadiums until we get back to OG kickoff. Now, would that be like martial as in like a U.S. marshal or?
No, just marshals in there.
Marshals? Are we going to the department store?
If you just stack every single stadium with a bunch of marshals so they can't play the game, then they have to change the rules.
Marshal. Anyway, Connor coming in saying, as a former player, the current kickoff, I like it. Listen,
look,
it's still a kickoff.
It gave us a way to still enjoy the play. Yes, it gave us a way to still enjoy the play, so that's why I'm more fine with it than anything else they could have done.
And the one thing I had to say, ask a lineman if hitting from this far doesn't hurt. Okay. Right. Because they are right there and they're snapping. Mm-hmm. Those guys are on the line about 5 yards in front of each other. And then once the guy catches it, they fucking sprint at each other. That still hurts. It's still a hit, man. So it could be. Adam Pizza saying it's literally sarcastic ball from South Park. Yeah. Kind of is. Yeah. All right, so let's get to the show. Love the comments. Thank you, everyone. We didn't think our sports talk would then go into that. But David, take it away.
Well, something we were beginning the show off with, but now we're here. Rest in peace to a couple people. We're going to go over some small things, some deaths that happened recently. Yes. Hayden Panettiere died 2 days ago? A day ago?
2 days ago now, I think. Yes. 2 days ago yesterday.
Either way, she just was reported to have died in her home. And we're not entirely sure what happened yet. The DEA is getting involved. There's a lot of things going on. It looks like a possible overdose of something. But right now it's all open. We're going to wait for the toxicology and all that. But Hayden Panettiere has now passed away at 36, which is kind of sad. I mean, 36 is very young. And she was an actress in a lot of people's lives, especially talking about sports. Remember the Titans.
I mean, Hayden, I'm a year older, we're right around the same age because I'm 37. Hayden Panettiere was just hot my whole fucking life. She was one of those chicks that it felt like she should be older because she's been involved in Hollywood, but she was in the second Bring It On, which wasn't as good as the first one, but it was her and Solange Knowles in that fucking movie. She was in Remember the Titans. She was in Heroes. She was in some video games, voice acting. She was Nashville.
She was Kyrie. She was Kyrie in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. So it's like Hayden Panettiere had a major impact in a really short time. It's really sad. And it was, it's going around. But about 3 months ago, she told the story that she was basically on a boat. And one of these women that she trusted, and she said this was early in her career that this happened. So she had to be in her teens. Walked her down into the yacht, into a room where there was she said a well-known British rocker was naked on the bed and basically left her in the room, and she escaped and just hid for the whole rest of the yacht ride. I mean, that's terrifying. That is terrifying. Now, again, do we know how true it is? I don't know why Hayden Panettiere would lie and never really talk about it or reveal names.
It's just the main thing of this is that type of community. You kind of these stories when they come out, it's just like, okay, you can kind of just see that happening. In general.
Well, if anybody listens to Side Scrollers, Phoenix talked about an experience he had. I'm not going to tell Phoenix's experience here. Go back and listen to today's episode. 2 days ago. That episode of Side Scrollers, if you want to hear Phoenix tell it, but he lends credence to what Hayden said. And again, like you said, Dave, it's not surprising with that story because we know that the entertainment or in any of these industries, we hear stuff about the politicos. That's why, it's a litmus test. Any Republican political, I have to ask, are they gay before they come on this fucking show? Or during the show, I might ask that. Because it's like we are finding out that any major politico, it's a Republican, is gay. But it's like, it's sad, but it's also these same people that are trying to lecture us on everything are the ones that are either not saying anything or doing it. So, rest in peace, Hayden Panettiere.
Yes, yes.
She was a good actress. She was talented. She was more than just good looking. She was in I Love You, Beth Cooper, which is an underrated comedy rom-com. It was another one of those, kid out of my league. She was like the hot cheerleader girl. And it was actually a pretty funny movie. It's not, old school, Wedding Crashers level funny, but it was a funny movie for what it was. So it sucks. It is shitty. And Dave, we're coming to that age where we're going to see more of this, of people that we enjoyed, people that a lot of movies, TV shows, things that they were are going to start fucking passing away. And it's sad. Caveat Ty's asking, was Epstein stuff involved? Not that I saw.
I don't know.
Not that I saw. The DEA getting involved might shine some light on it, but
it's more of a concern of like, okay, what happened drug related? There's some things that they're talking about with their ex-boyfriend or something like that. There's some weird stuff going on around this. Now, the prevailing possibility is that she just overdosed at some point, probably, maybe on accident, like complete accident. But there's more weird stuff about this death than there should be.
And also it goes with the whole entire trend of actor or actress speaks out and then all of a sudden they overdose or something happens. We saw this with Chester Bennington. We saw this with Chris Cornell. Both of them came out before their deaths of suicides. I'm going to put them in air quotes, and said that they know there's some pedophilic shit going on and they're going to get to the bottom of it. Oh my God, they end up dead. Hayden Panettiere reveals that she was basically attempted, a sexual assault on a boat, and she winds up drinking herself to death or whatever it was, the overdose. So there is fishy shit that is going on. We all know about Brandon Fraser's tragedy and how long he was gone from acting because he was blackballed because he got sexually abused and felt like he couldn't say anything. And, Terry Crews famously came out and talked about himself being abused. And we know about the Harvey Weinstein stuff and P. Diddy. And it's like, I mean, what was P. Diddy's ex-girlfriend? That all the terrible stories she would tell about basically.
Are you thinking of Cassie?
Cassie, that P. Diddy would hire bulls and watch her against her will, like get plowed out. Like
weird stuff.
It's weird stuff. And it's the type of thing where it makes you question any famous entertainer, anyone famous at all, how much on the up and up they are.
Well, I mean, it's kind of just why, like, you shouldn't be, to say, we talk about parasocial stuff on YouTube and social media and stuff like that. But that's also why you really no one should be parasocial with celebrities and things like that. Because really, that was before all the internet. People latched on to celebrities way too much. And they latch on to stars way too much. And I mean, I know people bring it up on Twitter all the time. Every time an actor or actress says something stupid or does something, it's like Rome treated their actors and actresses like absolute fucking peasants. Like they did not listen to a damn thing they said.
And there's a reason why they were all men. There's a reason why that's one of the main reasons why they're all men, because they would just denigrate them. Right. And, one of the people that I bring up to my wife all the time, the new pop chick that she sucks, but Tate McRae, her eyes are dead. Like she
has a 1,000-yard stare.
She has a 1,000-yard stare. I just think that she's been through shit for a long time.
Well, that or she just sleepy-eyed or drugged up. I don't know. There could be a lot of things.
But here's the thing. Usually they're drugged up for a reason. Yeah, sometimes it's partying, right? But a lot of times these individuals start to get more drugged up because of the shit that was done to them.
Yeah.
I mean, it could lend credence to what Kanye was saying when he was like, they're controlling me. They put me on meds. Like, I certainly believe that. Now, does Kanye need some meds? Fuck yeah. But probably not the type of meds that they were keeping him on. So who knows? Nate G coming in saying super sad for Hayden P. Yes. Caveat saying, I remember her from Heroes. Adam Pizza saying F's in the chat. Yes.
Well, yep. And even more F's in the chat as well for Screaming Mad George. Now, you may not know who Screaming Mad George is in the first place.
I didn't before the show until David showed me.
Yes, but he actually died in February 10th at the age of 69 And they had waited, his family waited a little bit for the announcement, just to take some time so they can grieve.
Yeah.
But in order for you to know who this guy is, he is a special effects guy. And he's more than just that, but this is mainly what you're going to know him from. He has done a lot of monsters and a lot of different things in movies, extraordinarily good at it.
Great special effects. Those are the practical effects that we beg to come back with the things that this guy was doing.
Yes. And just quite a mind on him, to be quite honest with you. One of his most famous is Society, which is pictured right here, where it's a whole meld of people and they're all molded together and all that. But this is just one that, this is one I also pay attention to because I like the practical effects and because I've seen his stuff before.
Yeah.
It's very... This is the type of stuff where it's like, okay, we're losing something here.
Yeah, because we talk all the time about how this younger generation that's coming up is just not going to have the same ability, right? Mm-hmm. Because with all the new technology, it's not for lack of Screaming Mad George Holly not wanting to pass down his art, but it's for the fact that a lot of these kids were being trained in digital. And practical effects weren't, for the last 25 years, there were very few. Christopher Nolan, for any of his criticisms, a practical effects guy. So you're getting your work there. And it's like, we're losing this skill that maybe wasn't passed down to enough people.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but, this is, he has a very different type of mind to people. So like, even with all the things he could possibly pass down, he cannot pass down his specific type of creativity, his specific type of ability in making these things come to life and even thinking of how to do them to make them look the way they do on screen. So it's either way, we're losing talent that did a lot for the industry in general.
He was the type of guy you hired, you gave him a vision and he did it and you enjoyed it, right? Like he probably earned that right. Like I can imagine a lot of these individuals and these things came out in a way that had his touch. After he gained a name for what he was doing, it was more of, this is the general idea of what I want. I hired you for a reason. Go put your touch on it, Screaming Mad George. Like make it come to life. And he did. It was... I remember seeing a lot of these. So
that's what I'm saying. Like you don't know until you see some of the work, and you're
he's
like,
a behind the scenes person. Yeah.
Okay.
Adam Pete's lesser than what they used to when they were drawn or had practical effects. Yeah. And I think you see, this is why I think so many people still have a lot of love and affection for a studio like a Studio Ghibli, where they are using digital, but there's still a lot of hand drawn. And it still looks, Studio Ghibli has a look that it hasn't gotten away from. And I think people still enjoy that. I know Disney recently has made the announcement saying, hey, we are going to go back to some more hand-drawn stuff. Like Pixar is still going to do Pixar, but the Disney movies are going to be more hand-drawn. Now, they're always going to have some digital editing. They're going to have some AI overlay. They're going to be doing that type of stuff. But I mean, I see it all the time, and we've talked about it, Dave. Atlantis, Hercules, that was the peak of American animation around that time. And we lost it, right? Like Pixar, as great as it was, everything then went to Pixar style. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good. DreamWorks has been doing some really good stuff with Wild Robot, with Bad Guys, with Puss in Boots, and God, the stop motion style, like events, like they've been doing some things that are making me very excited about where their animation's going.
Anytime you see DreamWorks attached to something, you're like, okay, I might give that a shot. I'll probably go.
They've earned that.
Yes.
Yep. When I tell you, me and my family sat down to watch The Wild Robot, which I didn't know was a book series at first. And now it's like, it's a little kids book series, like not little kids, but like 4th, 5th, 6th grade. Yeah. And when we watched it from start to finish is just an incredible movie. Yeah. Well made, looks gorgeous. Really, like when the movie ended, we were all just like, wow. And when you can have at that point a 7 and 5-year-old not say a word and just glued in for a hour 45-minute movie, they did something right. It was really good.
Yeah, and I think a part of it, because you can make something look good, whether in animation or in just live action or whatever, but you can make something look good, right? Just genuinely good. But it has to look like it's a part of what you're presenting. It has to fit everything that you're in that world or in that scene or whatever. It can't just look good in the general aspect. It has to look right. So if it doesn't fit the way it's supposed to, and it doesn't meld with everything, people are just going to notice that, whether consciously or subconsciously. They're just going to notice it, and it's going to feel off to them, or it's going to feel right if it does.
It's, it's almost the critiques of when anime are weekly, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get the same exact crew doing every single episode because it's impossible. They can't do weekly episodes. So we do have a lot of different people that notice the different art styles or different anime from character to character, and some get more criticized, some don't. But it's the drawing style that people notice, and with the way certain characters are drawn. And obviously, we're big Dragon Ball fans here. And there's always been such debates on who has drawn the best Dragon Ball in anime. Who is the closest to Toriyama and now Toyotaro.
Yeah.
But, and you get your critical ones of, okay, these episodes were by this animator and it looks gorgeous. And this is, Goku's always the model, right? As opposed to this animator, and they only use this animator for so many. And I do have to say that a podcast that I haven't listened to in years, but I did listen to for a long time, it's Kanzenshu now. It was Daizenshu EX, it's a big Dragon Ball form. Kanzenshu's now the form. But it was their podcast. And Mike Labrie was the guy, Vegito EX, and he is a whiz. He's very much a giant weeb. Like, he's one of the original Anime Con people. They made like edits and stuff. Him and his now wife Mary, they've been married for a while now, but they were so intelligent with that type of stuff. And I used to like listening to it because they would talk about, okay, this episode was animated by this person and this person and this one. And you could see the difference in this. And it was like cool. And they were one of the first people podcasting. When I tell you, Dave, they were podcasting back in like 2004. And like the first episodes, like you heard like a little like ring in the back because that's how bad the audio used to be. Like they've been doing it for 20 years now, more.
Yeah.
So, but like those types of things you notice. And like you said, we're losing that now because anybody can digitize now. And it all comes out the same and it's all lifeless. So Adam Pizza coming in saying, Avatar: The Last Airbender was mostly, if not completely, hand-drawn, and the visuals were amazing. Yeah. My oldest daughter, they just finished today the last episode of the original series. My oldest daughter finished it for the third time. My youngest daughter just finished it for the second. And I love it. I just sit down and watch it. Now Korra's not anywhere. And they're itching to. Josie, my older one, started watching Korra and couldn't finish it. My younger one now wants to watch it. And as much as I'm not as big of a fan of Korra's better than most shit on today. It's still not great.
From what I've seen of Korra is almost like a precursor to some of the stuff on today with some of the themes and things.
The Mary Sue. Yeah, Korra is definitely a Mary Sue in a lot of ways. And my daughters asked me because the movie just came out. We don't have Paramount, so we can't watch the new Aang movie. And my older one asked, like, Daddy, do you think it's going to be as good as the first? And I said, it is hard to do that. They had a perfect series. Avatar was the perfect series for 3 seasons. It didn't overstay its welcome. 3 seasons told a great story, character growth, everything. You were invested in every character.
They should have stayed that way. Really, should have stayed that way.
Korra did not have the same exact. They didn't have the same magic. They couldn't do it. And there's no way Aang's going to do it. It's too far gone now, too long. And you can have the same crew. And I heard it today. And I think one of the people from Halo, not Martin O'Donnell, but another one of the people from Halo did a thing about how people ask for teams to get back together. But even if they do, that magic isn't going to be the same. They've gotten older. They have different likes, different beliefs. They might hate each other. Like, so even now that they got back together, it was the original writers for this new Aang movie. But it's not the same. It can never be the same. They struck lightning in a bottle. And for a good solid years, we had 2 of the greatest animated series of all times between Samurai Jack and Avatar going. And Samurai Jack did complete the cycle. That final season of Samurai Jack was amazing.
I did hear the comeback was fucking good.
But again, that's Gennady Tartarovsky. That is a very different person who continued to make amazing stuff after that. So it's not like they stopped. So, I mean, Gennity's in a class of his own. He has the greatest Clone Wars of all time. And his animation, he does Beast something right now. It's so good. He's amazing. So I'm not surprised he came back and did it well, but that's like the exception to the rule of Samurai Jack. The final season is arguably better than all the other stuff, which is so hard. The final season was fucking perfect. But a few more comments. Caveat saying, was a weeb wheezing wheels worse than a weasel wove whiskers? I'm surprised I read that. Fuck you, Roland.
Yeah, that's a good job. That's a good job.
Adam Pizza saying Avatar's movie was worse in my opinion. Aang sounds like he's doing the anime moan in the intro. Oh my god. I mean, and the thing too is it's like I'm curious how they aged up Aang. And if they made him super serious, like fucking M. Night Shyamalan did, or if they kept his goofiness.
So from what it seems like is there's still goofiness in it. As from like the clips and things I saw on Twitter about it. It seems like they kept the goofiness and they kept some of that stuff. But, it's just, especially when they also have to kind of contend with what happened in Korra, it seems like it's just not as good, nowhere near as good as what Avatar was.
Here's the thing. Toph isn't a lesbian. And I think that's a win.
Yeah.
I think that's a win.
It was obvious.
But I think that's a win because they could have done it. And and the thing is too, it's like
Toph was trying to kiss Sokka all the time.
All the time. Toph loves Sokka. One of my favorite scenes is when Suki saves Toph in the friggin' water. And then she's like, oh, Sokka, thank you for saving me. And then Suki was like, you're welcome. And she's like, well, you can let me drown now. Like, it's one of like the greatest scenes. But I mean, Sokka's one of my favorite characters. I mean, everyone's favorite character is Uncle. Iroh is the best character in the whole show. He's a sage. He's really good. But it's like, me and my daughters, and it's funny too, because especially my oldest one, she loves Avatar: The Last Airbender. And we just talk about all the characters and their different growth. And she loves Katara. Katara's her favorite. And Katara's growth was incredible as well. But I said, I'm like, no one grew more than Sokka. No one in that show grew more than Sokka. He was a goofy kid. And I said to her, I'm like, you realize Sokka's courage and bravery is what carried him the whole show. And he was always smart. They were like, what do you mean? I'm like, the first time he met Zuko, he knew Zuko could and would kill him. And he still went to defend his tribe. He knew everyone was going to die. And he still went to do it. Like, with no training. Like, he fought. Like, that shows courage, masculinity, everything. And then Sokka eventually grew into that amazing military general as a fierce warrior. And it's earned Suki, because Suki was, it's that show. I can go on. We could do a fucking podcast. 1,000 episodes about how amazing Avatar: The Last Airbender is in terms of a show. Like, it's up there with Samurai Jack, with the original Teen Titans, with the Spider-Man animated series, with Batman. Like, it's right up there with some of the greatest animated series, if not the best. If you tell me Avatar is the best animated series ever, I'm not going to argue. It could certainly be there. Adam Pizza saying still good, but worse. I mean, I'm fine with it being good. Good is better than what I'd expect. Adam Pizza saying he's still goofy, but more serious, which he should be. He's the Avatar now for how long? And he was basically the Air Monks were like that. They were serious, but they had their goofy side. I'm happy that they kept it. Adam saying Toph is perfect in the new movie, which is great. And again, Toph is the greatest earthbender we've ever seen. She metal bends. No one else could do that. So, but all right, Dave, let's keep going. Thank you for the comments, everyone.
Yes, we're going to keep going on to some small things, some quick hits, keeping with some goofiness. They're doing a helipad out the White House, talking about the grass. So we'll just
idiot.
Real quick.
Grass has a life like humans have a life. And this is all going to be right now. It's put in. If you come back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's in shock. But you come back in 2 or 3 weeks, this has all been redone. It's all been topsoiled. In other words, we put topsoil, brand new earth on top.
Real quick.
Very.
Imagine Biden trying to do this.
I don't have it. That's a good thing. I don't have it.
While this is retarded, it's so off the cuff.
Well, but this is an old man thing. It's just an old man thing where you're explaining something that's happening because you like the thing, so you're trying to explain it to someone else. It's an old man thing.
I know Seamus Coughlin does not watch the show, but if Freedom Tunes doesn't blend the progressive commercials with the guy trying to not make people become their parents, and doesn't just include Trump in it, and because this is exactly that moment, like talking about grass.
Yeah,
like the man takes so much pride in anything construction-ish related.
That's the thing, though, right? Like, the whole meme. It's a sign of great respect in their culture and stuff like that. Like, this is what old guys do when they like things. They like to explain the thing because it's fun for them.
Keep going. This is fantastic. This is fucking awesome.
Lot of good ingredients in that earth for grass. If you're grass, you're very happy, and this grass will look so beautiful. If you remember, it had big sunken areas in here, and it was pretty bad. It was in bad shape.
They have it on the Chiron. Grass is like humans have a life.
The thing is, though, it's like everyone is sitting there going, "Oh, we're wasting money on Trump's vanity project." People don't need to. He's leaving in 2 years. This is for other presidents. Everything that he's doing in this term is going to benefit whoever the fuck goes into office next and beyond that. Because the reflecting pool getting cleaned up, Washington, D.C. not being a crime shithole, new grass, which has life like humans. All of this shit is not, it's not for him to enjoy. The new helipad is not for him to enjoy.
Screaming grass because it's life like humans.
It has a life like humans. This grass is going to be really happy in this earth. All right, keep going. This is awesome.
Your grass,
but this grass is the highest quality. It was given free of charge by Scott's Miracle Grow. Scott's. And Scott's is a great company. They actually contributed to my campaign. I must be honest. You'll figure that one out. And they said to me, "Sir, we'd like to replace the grass at the White House with the highest quality grass and do a real job." So Scott's, I want to thank Scott's Miracle Grow.
Oh my God. Just all the people screeching right now. That's insider. He's giving Scott's. Look at Scott's stock. How much stock does he have in Scott's? Like, oh my God. Yes, it's obviously an endorsement, but this isn't surprising for Trump. If you treat Trump well, he gives you a shout out. Always. That's just who he's been.
We're good with that because we got the best parts of it. Especially if you're grass, you're very happy. It's fucking hilarious.
Caveat Ty saying M. Night Shyamalan's version is the best. Caveat, you're going into the fucking pit of misery.
Going into the void.
Caveat saying his ass is grass.
I don't care about that phrase. I never really.
Your ass is grass and I'm going to smoke it. Adam Pizza saying Trump touching grass. Everyone criticizing him has not. Trump wins.
There you go.
He is the meme.
So another quick hit. Alex, have you ever played Super Mario Sunshine?
Yeah.
Would you say it's a difficult game?
No, it's a fucking game for children.
I will say, if you're doing like a perfect, you're getting at all.
That could be hard.
The game can be a bit difficult,
and there's challenging moments. There are challenging moments of Sunshine.
The controls are a bit janky. It was very, very new to its time. With using FLUDD and all of that. So I get it. There's a bit of jank to it. I've gone back and played.
But here's the thing. If you were already a Mario connoisseur of 64 and things like that, janky controls and fucked up camera angles were nothing new for you.
Exactly,
you were actually really happy. This shit was an upgrade.
When this came out, it's fucking fantastic.
This was a fucking upgrade from what you've been experiencing. So, yes, janky now to us.
You compare it to Galaxy, it's a different world, right? Or Odyssey, it's a different world, but for its time, it was good. It was
Galaxy
fun.
And Odyssey were also on superior systems. So it's but yeah, let's
but here we have DSP. This is his second time playing this game, by the way, because he played this like a decade ago and he hated it then. What is
there to hate about Sunshine?
he thinks it's terrible because he's terrible at it.
It's a great game.
I really don't know what I'm supposed to do, and you guys are giving me no help. People are like, "Oh, you're supposed to jump differently." Okay, how? I jump from one side, it doesn't work. I jump from this side, it doesn't work. How the fuck am I supposed to land on it? The game is terrible.
How are you so bad at the game?
And this guy saying, Mario Sunshine, the toughest of the Soulsborne games, has DSP a bit nipped. All this because he couldn't figure out how to get a star, LOL. Thank you, Fun Crusher, for that clip and that caption. This has been going on for a couple of days now, pretty sure. But just wanted a quick check-in on DSP and Super Mario Sunshine.
In DSP's defense, we did have an inner booklet to read about all the controls. And then this was all the stuff in there. If you couldn't figure out how to get somewhere, is there another control?
It tells you how to. The game tells you how to do everything.
It walks you through everything. But
he had trouble with the PD Piranha fight, dude.
Listen, DSP is the greatest streamer of all time. Okay. It's not even a question at this point.
So we're gonna move on to Smiling Friends. So because there's a little article where Zach,
which is the show I've never watched. I heard great things.
You should watch it. It's very funny, very funny. But Smiling Friends creators Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack chose to end the series after season 3, despite it being picked up for 2 more seasons.
Interesting.
Hadel says they weren't. Well, yeah, they are. This already happened.
Yeah.
But this is an article kind of talking them about it and everything. Hadel says they weren't creatively burned out and still have plenty of ideas. But the show's small budget and crew left him handling nearly every part of production. Continuing would have caused the series to lose the spark. I like that they did that.
I don't.
I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. Because with so many things running too damn long and becoming shit, I'm perfectly fine with it. You gave us 3 good seasons. I'm cool with it.
Sure. But it took 15 to 20 seasons for South Park to fall off. And Trey Parker and Matt Stone did every fucking thing on their own. Everything. They did everything for fucking 10 years. They hand drew, cut, snapped, everything on their own.
And that's fine.
With no budget. Zero budget.
Fine. But that's fine. But they're also 2 completely different shows. South Park was something that was always going on, like news of the week type of thing.
It was.
This was not that. And it's not like this had some big continuing story arc, right? But this wasn't a news of the week thing. So these are all like it's just different productions. And look, if you don't think that it's going to work out in the long term and you already gave us something good, I'm perfectly fine with saying, no, I'm going to put down the pen. Especially adding on to this, Michael Cusack reveals that draft scripts for Smiling Friends Season 4 already exist. In a few years, if Zach and I feel like making the show again, we'll dig them out. The creators may use the scripts to start fresh if the series returns. I'm fine with this because you're trying to not give a shit. I'm cool with that.
Get it done. Figure it the fuck out and get it done. Because you want to know something? In a few years, it might be gone. It might be past time.
Then that's fine. That's fucking fine.
If you have ideas,
seasons,
I would much rather hear, listen, we don't have shit. We just don't want to force it out of our ass. Same way Team 4-Star, right? Team 4-Star ended Dragon Ball Abridged after Cell because they were like, we don't like Boo as much. We love it, but we don't have the same material. And then they gave us the Boo bits years later, which was fine because it was little snippets of the shit they found funny. If you still have ideas, figure it the fuck out, okay? This is low budget as it is.
I'm fine with it. I'm perfectly fucking fine.
It's retarded.
Because we got what we got. So many people want like creators to keep doing things because they like the thing more than the creator does at that point. So I'm fine with it. I'm perfectly fucking fine. The life and death cycle of artistic projects is a thing that needs to be upheld.
But here's the thing: this isn't a situation where the creators aren't ready to do it. They're whining about budget. Just fucking do it. Work hard. Work 18-hour days. Get it done.
No, the thing is, if they don't want to, I'm fine with that because then it's going to be shit. It's going to end up shit. If you're at the point where you don't want to make something anymore, where you feel like you're not going to want to make it, go ahead and don't fucking make it. Like I'm not already. It's not something like money's already passed hand. It's not that.
This sounds to me like it's a stunt right now, especially what they're doing to get the studios or somebody else to say, "Hey, we will throw enough money at you to give you a crew, to give you enough budget to do season 4 the way you want to. Please come back. You have the script. Here's more money." Which is fine. If this is what they want to do, to get more money to get what they need to get done, that's fine.
They probably would have done that when they first said they were done making it.
Well, no, another studio can come in and see if they can buy the contract.
Because this is like an article on Toon Hive. This is not something like it's not anything crazy.
It's not mainstream.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's that. I really don't think it's that. I think, because they do other things. This isn't the only thing they do. They do a lot of other things. So
fucking quitters.
Fuck it.
Fucking quitters. We have to do more work.
So we're going to move on to the unfortunate aspect of us losing Asmongold. He failed the line test.
no.
The Roach King, it's done. It's over.
Kirsha most affected.
It's all over. Now, someone in the comments did fix it. So we're back. We're back. But apparently he ate a salad too. She got him to eat a salad.
Now, is this that Valkyrie bitch?
No. This is, I forgot her name.
Was this the one that was walking around his apartment in the one video?
I believe so. She's been on his stream before.
Damn.
And her name starts with a K. It's not Valkyrie.
Okay. I don't know many of these ethos, so I don't care.
No.
Damn. Asmund Gold.
It's unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Gonna look at him differently now.
The Roach King. So
I like that the fucking account's Autism Capital.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
And this is the last before our big heavy hitters here. This one's actually not funny at all. Teenager is killed for his testicles by gang who saw social media videos saying they were worth 100 million pounds. I believe that's a sign. Yeah, pounds, right?
This is quite literally Don to Don.
Yeah.
They took his balls.
And
then they killed him.
I'm going to ask the same question that is asked by a bunch of people, mainly in England. But why are they here? Why are these two people there? Why did they import
Economic
people,
Zone 23?
Why did they import people dumb enough to kill a teenager for talking shit about his testicles, saying they were worth $100,000? 100,000 pounds.
I mean, Tate Brown says all the time on Timcast, there's just certain places where their IQs can only get so high. And this happens to be one of them. With the general IQ of the population, there's probably like 70. So it's like, yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I feel like
caveat with the
that's nuts. Thanks, Roland. But I don't know. I feel like you should be able to execute politicians after a certain number of military age men cross like a threshold. Like it should be on national television. It's like they always talk about the families and shit. We never see families fucking illegally crossing with the Morocco thing going into Cuerta. Like all we saw was military age men ransacking, fucking destroying the area, raping women, beating the shit out of people. And it was like, okay, Spain's like, we're going to send 60 people. Like,
but a lot of them went back.
And then Nick Shirley went over there and aptly debunked that, and then they told him they were going to kill him. I mean, listen, good for Britain. You know, good for you. Okay?
Good for you.
Because the British people, and we're not much behind, but the British people need to stop talking about it, and they need to start fucking doing something. And I'm not saying physical, but they need to get to the polls. They need to put in the right people that are going to do something.
They're trying to. From what I've seen, it's not for like lack of trying. Like they're
going to put Nigel Farage in. That is lack of trying. Okay.
No, I mean
Nigel's going to win.
The whole probably, but like that's like I said, that's not for lack of trying to not move to the right of him and actually have someone else. And even when we're not going to go into English politics too much, but even in the own Reform Party, like Zaya Yusuf is now becoming kind of a stranger, even though he's not really British, but like he's actually more hardline on shit than Nigel is. And off of this whole thing where, you know, Rupert tried to say they tried to do this whole kind of coalition because they could be fucked if they don't.
Listen,
so
nobody hates a shitty minority more than that minority of the 100%. Same that wants to actually be there.
I don't disagree with that, but I'm just saying, but like, and I don't know how much you've been following, Alex, but they tried like a little bit of a coalition thing where Rupert's like, well, here's my lines though. Like we have to follow these things but we'll, you know, acquiesce in some other things. Let's get to the table and try to do this. So, you know, we don't have any chance of losing in the elections. And now that has kind of like gone downhill into what it seems like Reform are actually going to get closer to the Tories because of it's a fucking mess.
Well, here's either way. In either way, the Reform is going to get seats in Parliament. They're going to get wins.
Yes.
And when Nigel wins, because it's so funny, because British politics are so retarded, everyone's inevitable. It is quite literally, who's going to win eventually. It's just when they decide to fucking dissolve parliament, right? Like, that is what it is. So Nigel Farage is going to inevitably be PM, and he knows that he's going to need reform in order to form a government. He will not be able to form a government without making an alliance with reform.
No. You mean you're talking about because Nigel is reform. You're talking about restore.
Restore. Without making an alliance with
that's the thing, though. He's not. I know he is not. Unless something happens, he's not going to fucking do it. Nigel is one of those guys where he's talked about this in public life and private life, but he's one of those guys where even though he doesn't like the left, it's the far right. He has to make sure it never gets power. It doesn't matter.
He's one of those boomers. He's
a
boomer conservative. So he's a fake conservative.
He'll never go with restore. At least not from what I'm seeing right now.
I mean, it's again, Rupert is going to be not Rupert. Nigel Farage is going to be no different than any of the other PMs of the last 20 years that the Tories put up. That just continue to be as left as everybody else.
He might be the slightest bit different, and he might not let in as many migrants.
He's going to be Boris. He's going to be Rishi Sunak. He's going to be shitty.
Boris is really bad, actually.
It was Rishi. Rishi was terrible too.
Funny enough, Rishi wasn't good, but Rishi actually didn't let in as many people as Boris did. I'm pretty sure. So it's either way. We're not going to.
Nigel's the same as Pierre Poilievre too. They both fucking suck. Okay, they're all talk. They're no bite whatsoever. Yeah. They are the fucking John McCain, Mitt Romneys of that group. They are balls. But Britain's fucked, okay? And this is what I like to say. You know what? It sucks that teenager was killed, but what do you expect, okay? What the fuck do you expect? That's it. I think that's the end there. And it's shitty, but what do you expect?
Yeah, it's part and parcel of England right now, which is unfortunate.
And like I said, this isn't a shot at every fucking Indian minority, because you ask an Indian in America that is American, wants to be an American, they hate these people more than we do, because they are making it difficult for us to continue to be American in our own fucking country, because everyone's side-eyeing us because these pieces of shit. So it's like, listen, we're Ecuadorian. Ecuadorians are not fucking great. The immigrant Ecuadorians that are illegals, they are pieces of shit, okay? They commit a ton of fucking crimes and rapes and bullshit and everything like that. We joke around about Mexicans. Mexicans are the least of our fucking problem. It's Ecuadorians, Guatemalans, and Venezuelans, okay? That is the problem in this country if you're talking about the South American influx. And it's like, hey, we are second generation Ecuadorians. Fuck all of those coming over and making our whole entire part of our heritage look bad. Even though I'm an American, I don't give a fuck about Ecuador, but still, it's still a part of me. It's so. Adam Pizza saying, let's send Eye Patch McCain to Britain.
We don't. The thing is, we have to.
He would join Labor.
Well, he doesn't matter anymore, though.
He would also join Labor. He would join Labor along with fucking Candace Tucker, Joe Kent, and all these.
He'll probably join the Conservatives because the Conservatives don't matter. So.
That's true. Oh my God.
Way. But we're going to move on to now our big segments. The first one we're going to hit up on is this whole Lindsay Clancy trial. Now, weirdly enough, an account called creepy.org actually did, I think, a pretty good summary of it. I don't love that it's from an account called creepy.org, but it is creepy, so I'll give it to him. In January 2023, 32-year-old nurse Lindsay Clancy asked her husband, Patrick, to drive out and pick up medicine for their daughter. He was gone for less than an hour. When Patrick returned, he found Lindsay badly injured outside their home after she had jumped from a second-story window. She told him that their 3 children were in the basement. There, he found 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old Dawson, and 8-month-old Callan unconscious. Lindsay had strangled all 3 of them with exercise bands. Cora and Dawson died that night. Callan died in the hospital several days later. Lindsay survived the fall but was left paralyzed. In the months before the killing, she had repeatedly asked for help. She was struggling with severe anxiety, insomnia, and suicidal thoughts. She even admitted herself to a psychiatric hospital. She was discharged 19 days before she killed her children. Prosecutors say Lindsay planned the killings and sent her husband away to be alone with the kids. Her defense says she was suffering from bipolar disorder and postpartum psychosis and heard a male voice ordering her to kill them and then herself. When her trial finally began this summer, many women rallied behind her. A new fundraiser set up for her parents has collected nearly $1 million from more than 25,000 donors, with many supporters convinced that Lindsay is a victim too. Like I said, genuinely a good summary because it's hitting all the points.
It is a good summary.
It's hitting all the points. So that's why I want to go over the summary. And To be quite honest, the trial itself, while being a decently big trial, it's more the reactions that is going on because of this trial that has made it as big as it is. And like it said in that, Colin Rugg here, and it's from a couple days ago, over 25,000 Lindsay Clancy fans have now raised over $835,000 after she admitted to murdering her 3 young children. The GoFundMe account has been flooded with positive messages from her female supporters who are convinced she is a victim. He's saying mass psychosis. And now this is, especially from her supporter, which is crazy to say supporters, but there is no qualms about whether she actually, in the court case, about whether she actually killed these kids. No, she killed these kids. Now, her supporters, quote unquote, or whatever, range from people either showing sympathy for her signs and stuff like that, to people just genuinely thinking that Patrick actually killed them, or like Patrick made her do it, or some kind of crazy.
There's a lot of wormhole shit with that.
Yes. So there's a big range of supporters, and I really don't like any of them, to be quite honest with you. But this case is blown up huge, and you really can't get away from it if you're on Twitter. Everyone's arguing about everything, and for me, it's just to the point. Like to me, there's not much of an argument. Like there's a reason why I've struggled with the death penalty, because it's like, okay, this is the type of thing we use it for.
You know, it's interesting because these people right now that are supporting Lindsay Clancy would have been on Casey Anthony's side. That's number one. If social media was there and she can get out. I also need to say two things can be true at once. Lindsay Clancy, there is no defending strangling your 3 children. She is guilty. She should be given the highest penalty that they fucking allow there. And if it's death, it is death. There is also the second factor of this is a woman that obviously knew she was mentally unwell. She obviously knew she was going through shit, and she tried to get help. And this is a major, there needs to be a look at the system as well, because it's not like she didn't take steps to try and get herself help. She, checking yourself into a fucking psych ward and wanting to be there because there's a problem is a major step. And the fact that they were just like, no, you're good. There needs to be more done. And, my wife was talking to me about this, and the fact that, postpartum isn't taken as seriously as it should be. We've seen a lot of crazy shit with women on postpartum. And I said to her, where are your female doctors advocating for you? And she said, they're the worst. So that's my biggest problem here is two things can be true at once. The system could have absolutely fucking failed this woman in every single way. And it obviously did, but that isn't getting her off of the fact that she strangled 3 helpless kids. All the other shit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If it could be proven that her husband was involved in any way, fucking
it's not.
But string him up as well, right? But here's the thing.
Nowhere close to it.
This could be two things as true at once. She's heinous. She deserves biggest penalty possible. But there were obvious cries for help that were ignored, and that also needs to be looked at.
My thing is, because, like, look, I'm not someone that's saying like, oh, postpartum depression it's obviously a thing, right? Your hormones are going fucking crazy, all that type of stuff. Obviously, you're going to go through some shit after having a baby, right? But to me, it's like, this is not the case where I really need to hear a lot of people talking about it in that manner, right? Like, because like I'm perfectly fine, especially like with my own wife personally. If she's going through something, I'm going to do everything I possibly fucking can, and I'm going to empathize with her. But
they internalize it a lot.
I get that. But the thing is, if you're going to internalize it and you're going to say that at this point, I can't, like, there's a lot of things that could possibly happen. Why exactly am I treating you as equally as everyone else that doesn't fucking go through it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen,
it's a really big issue there, because like if and we're going to go over this with people on TikTok and stuff like that. But if there's a point where, there's enough amount of women that apparently think about killing their kid, why wouldn't we just have them either completely, under someone's supervision at all fucking times, where you barely have any agency at that point, or take their kids away for an amount of time if you're really going to go through that? Because I get it, but like, we can't have that happening. We cannot have this happening.
I'll tell you right now, and I don't think a lot of women would disagree with it, there should be more psychological evaluations post-pregnancy while the women are out, because women do suffer from this. And I am very fortunate that my wife did not have severe postpartum. But I've seen it, and it has a major impact on the women because they are resenting their child and they don't know why. And it's so, like I said, I am not giving this woman a pass. She deserves the death penalty if possible. But I will say, number one, if you don't have a wife that went through birth and you didn't watch it, and you didn't watch the post of her hormones taking 2 years to reset, and for her being a different person, because your wife is a different person after giving birth. That person doesn't come back for a few years because they are figuring shit out again. So I think that we are going in this situation. There is too much both here and here, and no one is willing to say two things can be true at once.
Well, the thing is because like I'm much more perfectly okay with the people who are kind of more dismissive about like PPD and stuff like that, because those are people I can argue with and get them to understand some get them closer to my side, even if they're not going to be. I cannot do that with people that actually support a killer. Like I cannot fucking do that with actually support a killer.
We see Luigi Mangione, right? He has a big fucking following.
That's the whole thing about this. Like to me, it's not necessarily a two sides thing. Like I can disagree with what someone's saying on something. But
they're not supporting a killer. They're supporting a woman because it's politically, it's for politics,
they're
right?
Supporting a killer. Either way.
This is point scoring for politics, but it doesn't matter. It's just because it's a woman. This woman could have lost in a game of tiddlywinks and they would have supported her. Okay? It doesn't matter what actually is the occurrence.
No, but I'm saying like, I just know that I actually cannot get through to those people. There is nothing there. There's no actual discussion to be had at that point.
Listen, and I agree with it. But like I said, I think that,
and that's also why I did like that summary by creepy.org.
It was good.
but creepy.org actually mentioned the names of the children, which is not being mentioned at all. 3 children were
because it makes it real. It makes it real when you say their names.
But like that's what matters the most here.
Yeah.
Like look, we can talk about PPD and all that stuff till the fucking cows come home at any other time. But like right now, obviously in the court, it matters in some manner. But even though it more seems like the Medicine type of shit, to be quite honest with you, if the defense is going for anything. But for like the public discussion doesn't really need to be on that. Like for me, it's just it goes away from what actually happened. What actually happened here is no matter what, this woman, this isn't a spur of the moment thing. She made sure her husband was gone and then strangled them.
Oh, listen,
that is a personal death. That is that's
minimum
brutal.
Life in prison. At minimum life in prison, at maximum death penalty.
Yeah.
I'm not dismissing that.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm not.
But there's certainly.
Yeah.
But again, I think that they're not the women that donated. You donate, you're a fucking psycho. Okay. But I think there is a lot of women looking at this going, yes, it's heinous, but nobody listens to us. And I think there is that.
I find that very difficult to be very true.
But it's true.
I find that incredibly difficult to
talk to women that have gone through our medical system post-pregnancy. And when women are talking, and listen, I go through it with my wife. There are so many doctors that just don't fucking believe them with shit that they're going through. Women do go through a ton of shit as they get older, different than men. We just get more fucking feminine, okay? Guys just get more feminine as they get older. Women change every single bit of their life.
I understand that, but I don't know. For me, it just becomes to a point where we discuss that so much that, and actually, I'll get to this point right after this, but we discussed that so much that it just becomes kind of a sweeping. It does. It really does become
well, this case is open and shut too. Yeah. So I think that kind of is why the discussion has gone to where it's gone, because this is an open and shut case. There is no question. This woman's a murderer. She should go to jail for life or be killed. Like there is zero.
Yes, but I don't know. It's for having like I said, any other type of thing, I can see it, but I can look. Because, Alex, you know for a fact that any guy that kills his family, no matter what he was fucking going through, we would never to a point really be like, oh, but this was happening in his body that could have changed the way we wouldn't do that. We would just say, kill the guy. We would talk about those things at another fucking time.
But here's the thing. We also acknowledge that men and women are very different.
Well, yes.
Because guys don't have that same shit. Okay? It's like, that's the thing. We acknowledge they're very different. Like Chris Benoit is the perfect example. Chris Benoit was going through crippling depression and anxiety with physical pain that he was going through, was taking pills. Mm-hmm. He took steroids, killed his family. Mm-hmm. A lot of that's self-induced.
So, yeah. Well, but also, because obviously that's the point that we obviously agree on with a lot of things, and people arguing with this type of thing obviously agree in the aspect of men and women are different, right? Then why are we trying to make them so similar?
Oh, because we're not.
No, but you know what I'm saying is because even further than what we would want to do, we actually have to treat people differently. And
this breaks that fucking conversation completely. The leftist conversation of blank slateism. Yeah, there is no blank slateism.
Yeah. Well, even the way a lot of conservatives thinks of things, this breaks a lot of that shit.
Well, that's the thing too. You're seeing it so polarizing. Mm-hmm. And Lady Desiree had a tweet about this too, mm-hmm. about how and Angela Belcamino were saying that this is way too black and white right now because. Again, we need to acknowledge multiple things. Mm-hmm. We can't just be dismissing postpartum depression because it does cause psychosis.
Yeah.
We cannot be, because here's the thing. If they could truly prove that even if this was premeditated, but she was in a different fucking state because she did go insane, we have insanity for a reason, and people do legitimately go fucking insane.
I think she should still be killed, though.
I don't disagree.
That's not anything.
We don't have the mental asylums anymore to put these people. So if we don't have that, then yes, she should be executed. She killed 3 kids. That will never not be the thing. Mm-hmm. But I do think that the conservatives are just looking at this for fucking brownie points. They really are, a lot of the conservative influencers, and are just going, and especially your man-maxers, postpartum is not that big of a deal. I have a wife. My wife had 17 kids. Okay, Matt Walsh, you're worth fucking that $30 million. Your wife doesn't go through the same shit that a fucking middle-class woman.
And one of the things I will say, because Harry Robinson of Lotus Eaters talked about this on Lotus Eaters podcast.
Yeah.
He has a kid. And he talked about this. And one of the things he did bring up, which I think was a very good point, is we talk a lot about a lot of things that the left says, but one of the things that they said was actually pretty much true, is that it does take a village to raise a child. It really shouldn't be on one person a lot of the you know what I'm saying? While someone's out at work, for one person to stay, it takes more than that. There's a
it's because conservatives these days are retarded because they're so individualism only. It's no, back in the day, everyone used to raise a kid. That's why one woman that was friends with everyone was teaching all the fucking kids in town, because everyone got together to do it.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's another, to be quite honest, I think it would help with things if we did have more of a system.
But we can't because after World War II, they convinced women to go to work. It used to be a village because all the women would stay home and they would interact and they would all raise each other's kids. Well, that used to be that way. It can't be that way anymore because everybody works.
And also, if you're closer to your family in general, in location wise, and your mother or your aunt or someone, or even uncle, or no matter what, people are coming to help. People are there,
of course,
for everything, because it is a genuinely difficult thing to raise a child in any aspect. But I'm just trying.
Let's get to some comments here real quick.
Go ahead.
Caveat saying those whiny libs trying to be all empathetic about her. Also saying this is partially why I hated the way they did Jean Grey in the Spider-Man movie. I still have to see it. I heard she was easily the worst part.
Yes, I heard that as well.
Adam Pizza saying Lindsay is indefensible. Nate going 19th, huh? Nate also saying all those clowns support George Floyd, Luigi Mangione, and now they're this waste of oxygen, and their votes count the same as ours. Yeah, and you could throw in Carmelo Anthony too in that case. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing I've been noticing. A lot of black conservatives are going a weird fucking direction right now, man. Look, and it's showing what we've talked about.
We've talked about this before.
You go to your group when shit hits the fan.
I can admit when I was wrong, when I started getting into politics and thinking no one should play identity politics type of thing. No,
That's
politics
all it
is identity politics.
That's all it
is.
is.
It just is. And it's not the worst thing in the fucking world. It's just what it
your
is.
Women shack up with women, your different races and ethnicities shack up with them.
And the thing is like, why wouldn't you? At least in a lot of aspects, right? Obviously not to a certain point, right? Like this is obviously insane.
Because you're supposed to have fucking principle.
No. But what I'm saying is like obviously like to this extent where women are behind Lindsay Clancy just because she's a woman. Like obviously that's insane, right? But if you do not know the aspects of certain things that happened in a case or in certain experiences, right? You only know what you know. So you're going to understand something from someone else's perspective that's like you than you are someone else that isn't. It's just how naturally how it is.
How it is.
So like it's not anything about like overgoing your principles just because of how you look. No, it's because like this is what you know. So unless proven otherwise, you're gonna more side with the things that you know more than you don't.
In the words of Millencolin, contrast is not a sin. Anyway, caveat I saying, but no one listens to me. No one should, Vaughn. Adam Pizza saying she had no friends. I don't know. I did listen. I have not looked into this case that much because outside of the fact that this woman should die, I actually don't fucking care. To be quite honest,
that's
like
the thing, right?
that this my thing is like the only reason I know about it is because my wife got into it, and now it's being brought up everywhere. But for me, I heard about this. A woman went
you hear
insane.
about it, it's just like just kill
a woman went insane through postpartum and killed some kids.
Yeah.
Killed her fucking kids. Okay, she should go to jail. She should die at a minimum, life in prison, or be executed.
Yeah.
And and again, like I've said, and I will say it again, multiple things can be true. This woman needs to die. We need to take postpartum more serious. We need to take, but here's the thing. And I said to her, women doctors are the worst to women. You have a ton of women doctors now. They could be advocating for
none of that is surprising. Everyone
because they all fucking hate each other.
Everyone implicitly knows this, but like I said, it's identity politics, right? You bring it up. Women are going to defend women, even though they know how this shit works out.
And I said, and they're like, because again, I was talking to my wife and mother-in-law, and they were going on and on about shit that is unfair to them in the medical practice, and it's legitimate things we were talking about and things that have changed. And I said to them, I said, then you need to talk to the right people. Then you guys need to lobby to the right people. And I said, there's enough female doctors that this shouldn't be the case. That they should be able to advocate for this shit. It's not like there's no women in the field anymore and it's just all the old boys club. Like there are enough women in every single field that are leaders.
Ever has been.
That are leaders. They are running schools of fucking medical in some of the best places that could be advocating for all of these things for women. And all the things but you know what though? Here's the thing. When you get to that level, you don't have those fucking problems, okay? Because you have the money.
But it's
have the resources.
It's not even that. Everyone knows it. Women cut down other women all the fucking time. All of the time. The whole point of the sisterhood is just it's just the lowest common denominator type of thing. And to shield themselves from anything from men. Like that's it. That's all it is. Otherwise, they cut each other down all the fucking time.
Caveat Ty saying no one listened to the guy who slashed the neck of that woman in North Carolina.
That's the thing, right?
Him saying real quick, follow up to that. Those libs are trying to make us feel sorry for him too. He still hasn't gone to trial. Listen.
I think it's the Carlos Brown who stabbed Irina Shahrizka. But why am I forgetting his name? Black rapper does the Bible rap.
Bryson?
Yes. Why am I forgetting his name?
CCG Bryson?
Yes. But he put out that same thing as with him, even with the psychosis. Look, I'm like, no, you should be gone. That it. You should be gone. You cannot be in society. That's it. It's over. Even if under psychosis. And I will say that is something that we have seen. A lot of the people, a decent amount of people that are talking more about this case and going on and on about this case immediately just said to kill that guy. So
listen, there is again.
I have a lot of consistency with this stuff. If you're gonna kill people, I'm most likely gonna want you just gone, just gone.
And listen, I don't disagree. This woman.
No, I know.
And so, like I said, two things. This could be a case where we take the example of, yes, this woman did a heinous thing and needs to die. But when you read everything about it, the system did absolutely fail this woman. They did. They put her on so many different drugs that didn't fucking help. All the symptoms and side shit fucked with each other, and they just kept putting this woman on drugs and drugs and drugs and drugs. She was on like 12 or 16 different fucking drugs. Now, obviously, she had some issues, and maybe we need to talk about if people that are on SSRIs, if they should be allowed to have kids. Maybe that needs to be a fucking conversation. But she was on a ton of drugs. She committed herself. That's one of the things too. It's like she fucking committed herself. It's not like this woman was just trying to hide it. She committed herself. She acknowledged there's a problem. The moment that a person who is a mother of children self-commits over a psychosis, those kids should be taken. Okay. And that is a problem. CPS goes after the wrong people all the fucking time, and they let the right people have their kids consistently. I've seen the fucking foster system. Mm-hmm. It is a miserable system. People in CPS, a lot of them are pieces of fucking shit. Okay. Mm-hmm. They are just trying to fuck with good parents, and they give bad parents their kids back all the time in the worst situations. Those people, I've met some really good ones. A lot of them are balls. But in this situation, there should be an auto trigger. Okay. Mm-hmm. You are the mother of children. You have admitted yourself in. Okay. You cannot have your kids back until we officially approve it. Mm-hmm. Not we're going to discharge you and say you're good. Mm-hmm. You have now admitted there's an issue. We are going to hold you, and we are going to take your kids away from you from X amount of time until you stop complaining about what you're complaining about. And so again, I will say it again. This is going to be my theme of this. Multiple things can be true at once. This woman should be executed, but the system absolutely failed her and failed the kids. Because if the system did their fucking job, 3 kids would be alive. And this woman may have gotten the help she needed. And the guy that lost his 3 kids would still have 3 kids. So there are multiple things. But no, this woman does need to die. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. She needs to be executed. She strangled 3 kids. But at the same time, there should be a review of everything that fucking went down in this. But get to a few more comments. Caveat tie saying Matt Walsh had kids before money and while they were struggling. I used him as an example of a rich person. I don't give a fuck about what Matt Walsh had or didn't have. Okay. I actually like Matt. I think Matt's been a little retarded lately with some of his statements. But Matt's good and Matt's bad. Like I said, I've never been a massive Daily Wire guy. Rollin, I know you are a Daily Wire guy. Caveat all saying I agree. But me and my wife didn't have much support group for our kids. And listen, it can be done. If you're just in a loving family where the husband and wife truly respect each other, love each other, and have good, teaching of teach their kids, you could struggle. You can make it work. A support system helps, but it could work. Nate's saying this woman should have what was done to what she did to her 3 kids. Listen, you're not getting any argument from me. I think that would be too much of a mercy. It should possibly be slower. So, but again, to me, this is another example though, and a sad example of just both sides just trying to score points and not actually having a conversation about it, just picking their point, yelling about it. And that's it. Because I don't see the right being much better about it either, Dave. I'm not going to lie.
I don't think it's much of a conversation to be. I'm not going to just kill the bitch and then that's it.
But it's a discussion about everything else surrounding it.
Yes. But the thing is, you could have the discussion about everything else. Like I said to you right before, this is not a both sides thing to me. I can disagree with what Matt Walsh and some of them are saying, but I know I could talk to them about it. I cannot talk to the people that are supporting a killer. I can't fucking do it. It's very different. These are very different things. This is not a both sides thing. It just isn't. There's no way it is. You cannot look at that and say that. I do not see that at all. I don't. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
And I will say this. A lot of people, like Matt Walsh and the conservatives, aren't saying it because they know it's true. They're saying it because they know they have to say it, Dave. I'm telling you for a fact, they all have wives who've had kids. They all understand what goes on, and they are saying things out loud because they know they have to say it on their side.
Well, not even that. Matt has clarified his statement many and many a time. The thing, we're not going to go into this too much because a lot of, and we've said this before on our show, but a lot of the conservative women are also feminist women.
100%.
So it comes to a point where the argument becomes, well, if you do not let us talk about it in this manner, then we're going to go ahead and vote for Democrats. So I'm tired of this bullshit. No, we're not doing.
I don't care.
We're not.
I don't care about them. I agree. No, I agree.
So like, I'm not fucking. I will never agree with the both sides bullshit, especially on this. Especially on this. No fucking way.
I guess.
No
I guess you
way.
can.
That's insane to me. That's insane to me. One
There
side
is
is not supporting killing 3 kids.
There is no, but it's not. It's not both sides. It isn't both sides. I'm not defending her. She should die.
No, but you're saying like both sides are going about this the wrong way, and it's like no. One side you could say you have disagreements with, but one side is obviously fucking evil. I cannot say. The left is I cannot mutter the fucking phrase both sides are talking about it. I can't.
Agreed.
I can't do it. It's insane
I guess I see where you're coming from, but no. Listen. Yeah, but the conservatives are being retarded. They really are, and they've been retarded on a lot of shit lately. I'm tired of conservatives. I need to start gatekeeping conservatives so much more because so many of them are dumb. And the thing is too, it's like I'm looking at it going, and again, I'm not picking on Matt or anyone like that, but when you are making me go back closer to the Wire, then there's something fucking wrong with the movement, okay? Because the Daily Wire are not my people, but they are so much more sane than so much of the other shit going on right now.
I like Walsh and Knowles more than more people nowadays, but
I like Andrew Clavin. Clavin's been my dude.
I haven't seen Clavin.
Oh, Clavin's a man. But caveat Ty saying, I think that can only happen once, Nate. But that's what I'm saying. It's why you got to do it slowly. Nate saying, I have 4 kids. When I'm with 3, it's a cakewalk. Different strokes, I guess. I mean, yeah, I listen. I get it. So I get it. It's never easy, but I think that was a good discussion.
Yeah, we're going to continue this. Unfortunately, I have more on it.
Let's do it.
It's not necessarily about the case itself. So this one, Colin Rugg, again. Florida woman films herself starting a fire in her kitchen and pouring hot wax on her children. I will not scroll down. Melissa Campos Sanchez was arrested and charged with child abuse, child neglect, and arson. Her husband says they were going through marital issues, and he had contacted the sheriff's office a week before the incident, voicing concerns for his children. He was staying with his parents at the time of the incident. So this is fucking awful. Now, I will say I did have this post on top of it because it went through, this person went through a lot of stuff about basically the difference between how men and women are treated in society right now. Yeah. And kind of what their viewpoint on why we're getting to the point where there's, a woman doing crazy shit like that in public on social media, and a lot of women on TikTok with a lot of likes and a lot of views saying same Lindsay and stuff like that and showing genuine support.
I know when they need to all fucking have their kids taken away.
Exactly. But this is a very long post about it. In talking about the anti-male propaganda in society, because there is, I'm not even going to have an argument about it, but I'm going to go through the italicized points that this person went through.
Real quick. Nate saying, caveat, you can resuscitate people with medical intervention.
Not a bad idea, Nate. Not a bad
Nate, I like it.
But I'm just going to go through the italicized points that this person wrote down in between all the things that they also said. Boys are forced to take classes on how to treat and respect women, while girls are not required to reverse, which is very interesting because in history, right, women did have some, I can't remember what the name of the classes were.
Like finishing school and stuff like that. But they used to, and yes.
Well, I mean. But it's more for royalty, but still.
But they used to have home ec. Yes. Even in high school and stuff, where mostly girls took it to understand how to, cook and do shit in a household.
Yes. The selective service draft, only men must register. Failure is a felony. Boys falling behind girls in school at every level, while resources and concern flow the other way. Fathers systemically disadvantaged in custody and family court. Male suicide rates 3 to 4 times higher. Homelessness, overwhelmingly male. Almost no dedicated shelters or campaigns. See Earl Silverman. Circumcision of infant boys still routine and legally protected in ways female genital cutting is not. Paternity fraud with almost no legal recourse for the man, while maternal rights are automatic. Combat deaths and serious battle.
Real quick, I'll say this. The push to stop circumcising is fucking gross. I'm sorry, guys. The fucking flap gets all nasty and shit if it's not all cleaned.
No,
circumcise your fucking kids.
I get it. I'm not necessarily on either side of it, but I get why you're going against it because it is still cutting. It is definitely taking part of the body.
If it's a part of, I don't know.
It is 100% a part of body off.
But if it's a part of,
learning to clean, that's not difficult. Like, it's not like, it's just a hard task. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a part of Christianity. Period. It's a part of it's one of the things commanded.
Well,
it doesn't. And I'll tell you this right now, people listening from experience, I don't remember being circumcised. My dick's fine. It's different than genitally mutilating a girl to the point where she can't reproduce anymore.
Okay. But either way, combat deaths and serious battlefield injuries remain almost exclusively male. The quiet disappearance of male-only spaces, well, not even quiet, while female-only ones expand under the banner of equity, men receive longer prison sentences than women for the exact same crimes. Women have the legal right to end a pregnancy. Men have zero equivalent say and can still be held financially responsible for 18 years with no say in the matter at all. All men, just as normally used. Some states, including a new Massachusetts law, now have no gestational limit, leaving late-term and near-term abortions to physician judgment. And bringing all of that up, I do want to say that she said it in one of these things. You can't even raise overwhelmingly documented problems without being labeled a misogynist or worse. Even this post will probably get unfollows, blocks, and blacklists. And really, that's the biggest thing, to be quite honest.
We can't talk about it.
You cannot talk about it. There is nothing to be talked about, right? So, like, it's if you complain at all, if you say anything is an issue at all, especially as a young man, especially as a young white man, you are told to shut up. You have to work within the system, and you have to do this because you just have to. There is no kind of recourse. There is nothing for them. So there's been this, and that's also why we're seeing a lot of discussion that we're having around this case, because it's just another type of thing where none of the discussions around anything in any similar way would have had around a man. It just wouldn't.
But here's the thing, though. That's true for all of history, though. Now, the whole stop. The whole point where you can't talk about it is not. But the whole point of the differences being there is
it's true for all of history, but all of history, they were actually treated differently. That's the difference. Now women have more power than men, and it's still treated the same way. So you can't go back in history. Like that doesn't fucking matter at this point, because you can't have the same things and then decide that also we're going to change these things to disadvantage.
Well, this is also weak men. That's all this is. This is weak men not willing to stand up. And if men are strong enough to say,
it's weak older men, and it's older men deciding to stamp down on younger men, because the thing is, a lot of older men talk about wanting younger men to be strong, but if younger men were strong in a way that older men don't want them, older men are going to be very unhappy. But I'm going to tell you right now,
why
it's going to happen.
But that's why you have to take it.
That's what I'm saying. It's either you build your younger into what you want them to be, or you're going to have fun getting fucking thrown off Pride Rock because you were being a bitch about it.
There is always an inevitable time where the younger group has to take over, whether it's given to them or not. And it's never truly given. You have to take it if you're the younger generation. And this younger generation, and I think we're having more and more guys that are just standing on truth now and telling people, fuck you. And I think COVID made a big switch with that, where people are like, the system's going to get us anyway, so I don't care. And I'll say to that, just you got to just do it. Well, you got to take it. Who cares if I'm a white guy? I'm going to say what I need to fucking say.
Yes, but I will say this. You said, it wasn't just given. In a sense, it wasn't just given, but it's been a lot less older guys that want to do anything, and like whether training, whether whatever. And that's part of the reason why we're losing a lot of things, is because they don't want to teach younger men things. They don't want to try to actually keep the civilization in a certain way by passing it on to the next generation. They're not fucking trying to do that. So, like, there is a genuine shift in how things have been working.
They're working for way too long. The generation is working for way too long. They're working into their 70s. They should not. And they say, well, we can't retire with 2 houses. It's like, fucking go away. And I agree with that. You have a lot of people that don't want to. And
it's not only that, but they're also just, they just fucking won't sell it to their kid. They'll sell it to someone else. They'll sell family heirlooms to someone. Like, that's crazy. Obviously not our parents. Our parents are
our parents are great.
But like, there's just too many of those older people who will not give to their kids.
Well, that is the most selfish generation we've ever had.
Yes.
They are the boomers are incredibly selfish.
It fucks everything. It fucks absolutely
Here's the
everything.
thing. It will recover. It will recover. And people are dooming and glooming about shit. And again, I listen to Tim Cass. He always talks about how much smaller every generation is, and he's not wrong. But we are discounting the human superpower of adaptability. Well, yes. We are discounting how much AI is going to fix a ton of shit when we actually get it right. And that new jobs and new possibilities are going to pop up that we could not fathom. Who the fuck ever thought an influencer was going to be millionaires? We could not have fathomed the current economy that we have now, even 15 years ago. So it's I get it. I get it. And I understand every generation needs their fucking battling cry. They do. They need their battle cry. Millennials, we didn't have one. We're pussies, okay? We are the biggest, we will be remembered as one of the biggest bitch generations because millennials had every opportunity to be the ones to go and take it. And we didn't. We know what life was like before the internet. We've experienced all the greatness of after the internet. And we are the generation that did not say to the boomers, get the fuck out of our way. It is our turn. Go retire. We don't need you. What did we do? We sat there and we went to college like we were told. We got a bunch of debt. We took our barista jobs and we were just hoping that somebody would help us. We fucked ourselves. We are the generation that fucked a lot.
Well, not only that, but like, look, you could... I get it. You know, you're 18, you are old enough. But when you're brought up in a system where it's just like, oh, you have to go to college, you have to go to college, you have to go to college.
Agreed.
You have to see certain things in other ways to maybe say, okay, well, no, I don't want to because I don't want the debt, right? You know, it's certain.
It's flipping.
Yeah.
It is flipping.
No, but what I'm saying is like, look, you can talk shit about millennials, but it's not like you guys weren't handed a raw deal in some aspects, right? But like, obviously you handed good things as well. But I'm saying like, yeah, no, like you guys did get fucked. It's not like wrong to say like, oh, I'm getting fucked.
We did. You know what though? It's also the self-responsibility though, too, right? Like you got fucked. What are you gonna do after that?
Yes.
And we haven't done much.
And the thing is though, because 100%, no matter what, on a personal level, you should be trying basically anything you could fucking do in order to build up and do what you have to do, right? But when it comes to politics and trying to like fix the country and maybe trying not to bring in every immigrant to try to take American jobs and shit like that, that's a very different thing from self-responsibility, right? That's a very different thing. That's people saying like, look, I'm going to do what I can do, but also I need to get into power to stop this shit from happening so that it becomes a little bit better for the native-born citizen to do what they have to do. You know what I'm saying?
But like our generation of conservative is the laziest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. They are the ones that want everyone to do it because they're too busy to do it. Well, it's bad.
It's not that it's not even that it's the laziest. It's that you have, especially the gerontocracy for America, the very older conservatives and stuff like that have absolutely no problem with selling out native citizens for the corporation's bottom line.
But I'll tell you this from experience: if right now, if you're in your 30s or 40s and you walk into your committee and you had to start small, you walk into your Republican committee and you start talking like you fucking own the place and you start talking about technology and how we could do this and that, you could take over your committee. You could easily take over your committee. And that's how it starts. Because I'll tell you right now, real quick, you take over your committee, you start rubbing. When you're in a local committee, you're now a part of your county. And in your county, you rub elbows with your state and federal electeds. That is how you get noticed. You want to make an impact. That's how you do it. But the thing is, Dave, everyone is sitting there, and this is the problem with conservatives. We are the fakest, hard work, tough guy people in the planet. We are. Because we are fake and tough with everybody else. We want everyone else to do it. Because you want to know why? Because I work. There's a reason why Democrats can do so much, because none of them work. No, it's because they're passionate. Because you know what? A lot of them do work, but their second job is organizing. Or they get a job organizing it in the government to make sure they could do it. and they rally people. Yes, they're all fucking retarded, okay? But we have enough retarded Republicans that we have enough sheep Republicans that just do whatever the fuck they're told and always vote R. But you know what, though? If they don't know who to vote for, they don't go do it. And that's our biggest problem is we are looking, and the conservatives, Republicans in America always look for the savior. That's why Trump was the savior. And now we're all disappointed because Trump hasn't ruled like a dictator. Like, motherfucker, Trump is laying the groundwork. You can finally go out and talk like a conservative. Go take over. This is the first time in our life, Dave, that you can openly have a conversation as a conservative and not get fucking laughed at everywhere.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing, right? I agree with you, and it is happening with a lot of young men. It is, and to the chagrin of some older conservatives, I will say that. But it is happening with a lot of young men.
Gen Alpha and it's Zoomers that are doing it.
Yeah, but it is happening with a lot of young men. They are going out and doing it.
Yes.
But the thing is that it's not it isn't just politics, right? You have to get into the corporations. You have to get in everywhere.
To the unions.
You have to be able to do all these things. Because the thing is, and like, look, obviously having a good head of state and a good team around him, like elite theory is true in some sense, obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, then and we both agree that at this point, stop fucking listening to the federal courts, which I think he has in some things. Obviously, I think he has. But
just say no. Powerful word.
Yeah, especially because the Supreme Court already ruled in your favor. But like,
and they have no enforcement power anyway. None of them. None of them.
Exactly. But that's the thing, is just like there are obvious, and Trump has made some of those steps, but there are obvious steps that could be made federally to make things help, right? Because like I can't remember what exactly it was, but he did something against H-1Bs recently, I want to say. He did something for deportations recently, I want to say, like today or yesterday.
I'll tell you this, though. He doesn't care about midterms, guys. Everyone needs to stop talking about it. Yeah, with the support he has with this current group of Republicans, he knows it doesn't matter, so he doesn't give a fuck about the midterms. He really doesn't.
But that's the thing, though, is like there are certain things you could do in that seat of power that you want someone to do because you know that congressionally you're not going to be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like there's like certain things against the H-1B program, certain things with deportations that like, look, we're basically going to have to get this done federally because we're fucked in the legislature. Like even with having a majority of Republicans, they're not going to do it. So you have to find, So you have to find a way to do it. And like she definitely has done a decent amount of stuff in a federal aspect in that manner. It's just like, but like you were saying, there has to be like in every aspect, you kind of have to engulf everything.
And it starts local.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, it's like, again, with Trump, there's no patience, right? Leftists play the 100-year game. They play the 50-year game. We want to win in 4 years or in 8 years. We want to redo everything. It's like, you retards, we can't do that. Okay. We need to look at 20 years in advance. You need to sit there and you need to get involved now with a look at how you want your town to look in 10, 15, 20 years. It can't just be the next election only. And that's the thing where Democrats, they don't care if they lose. They don't care if they get landslid. Yeah, they know that their goal is still 20 years away and it resets every 5.
And that's fine. And I agree with that, right? Because you have a long-term goal, but there are certain short-term things
you need to have both. Yes.
Like, because if we don't hit a certain amount of deportations, if we don't do certain things, then you're fucked in the short term. That hurts the long term. That really hurts the long term. So like, I agree with you. Like, obviously it is a long-term thing, but you need to hit your short-term goals as well.
You need to have both, right? Yeah. But it can't be that we hang our heads the moment we don't get every little thing we want within the first fucking year and a half. How many people have turned on Trump in a year and a half and they claim it's the war, but it's really just grifting? David, is your back dying?
A little bit. No, I'm fine. Don't worry.
Will you stop dying? Let's get to some comments here. Caveat saying because maybe it's because women have been coddled in pop culture, Jean Grey, and told nothing is their fault and that everything is because they're victims. Yeah, 100%. And
it's not just pop culture. it's like a lot of places.
Well, it's also every Lifetime movie is husband cheats on woman concocts way to kill husband and gets away with it. That's every fucking Lifetime movie just because the guy cheated. Right. And it's like, or every friggin' like romantic movie, woman has perfectly good, high achieving, high standard guy, goes home to podunk, meets toothless dude from high school, cheats basically on high standing guy and goes with podunk guy. Like they're trying to basically say that dudes that have it all together and have money are fucking assholes all the time. Like it's terrible. Nate G coming in saying Lindsay Bluth disagrees.
I know that name from somewhere.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but I also don't care. Fuck Lindsay Bluth. But maybe she's cool. Come on the show, Lindsay Bluth. I don't know. Caveat saying, well, New Testament makes it clear that the uncircumcised should not get circumcised. Caveat continues saying that it is not a requirement for Christian living, not that it is wrong to do. This is another thing, Caveat, you'll be better on this too, because we also need to figure out, and I struggled for this for a while with Christianity. What do we believe in more? I get it. The Old Testament's the Torah.
Depends
it's
on
Jewish.
Depends.
But it's like, are we sitting there? And if Jesus corrected it in the New Testament, do we say fuck off with the Old Testament?
It's not that necessarily Jesus corrected it, right? Like
it is God. God is correcting God.
Like you cannot look at the Old Testament and say like, oh no, that really wasn't like that was like no, it's the same God.
It is God. God is
the same God. Like, but like it's a whole other discussion to be had. But
it is funny too because when you do read the Bible, there are times where God comes down and in his own way is like, I kind of fucked that up. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna make a covenant here. Like we're gonna fix some shit.
It's like I said, it depends on sect of Christianity. It depends on all these types of things, right? And especially like you can't. Obviously, Protestant is a major thing, right? But like Protestant has so many fucking things under it. And there's so many crazy Protestant churches and stuff like that.
There are some that aren't Christian, okay?
Yeah, well, basically, they're not Christian.
Not fucking Christian.
You know what I'm saying? But like it's like I said, it's a whole other discussion.
Any church it's a discussion that supports eugenics is not Christian.
Yeah, and it's a discussion above my pay grade, to be quite honest with you. I can talk about it maybe, but like I'm not going to say a lot of things that are probably correct or good. So
we're not biblical scholars here. It's just kind of like a question there. So Nate's saying boomer fucked the world. Boomers did a lot for the world. Like let's honestly, boomers gave us the world we have today, but they just won't let go.
Boomers got a lot of that handed to them.
But
boomers got a lot of that.
Nobody they had.
They did.
They were put in positions, but they worked their dicks off too. Okay, boomers worked hard.
They got a lot of their hands.
That's just our generation's being sour. Because you know what? Everyone said that about the other.
No.
But let's keep going. Nate's saying there was only one chance millennials had to save the world, and they rigged it for Romney over Paul. Never stood a chance for a generation. Ron Paul would have been an abject disaster as a president. Every libertarian's foreign policy is the worst foreign policy in the history of man. No, Ron Paul is great if you're talking local and state. Libertarianism is awesome local and state. Federal, libertarians should be executed instead of fucking for federal. Like they should not go anywhere near federal levels of power in terms of presidency. They could be in Congress. They're a nice little check. But libertarianism is a joke when it comes to a federal level because their foreign policy is terrible. My biggest issue with libertarians and foreign policy is the smart ones, your Ron and Rand Pauls, your Thomas Massey's and shit like that, they understand geopolitics and still choose to be retarded. And that to me is like, you can't do that. Like, no, war is bad. It's like, you're just gay. Like, stop. You can, like, there's certain things that you can slowly start to detangle and decouple. And I'm fine with that. If you're sitting there and your policy is, we shouldn't be involved in as much shit, we have to start to detangle, decouple. Cool. But to sit there and be like, we just need to stop everything today. Okay, let's try and worry about things domestically when the rest of the world goes fucking down because America takes themselves out. You can't fix anything domestically because it'll all be fucked. Libertarians have zero foreign policy. They're retarded. Let's keep going. Nate's saying, just happy to have lived in the greatest decade ever, 1990s. It was great culturally. I will take our technology and our standard of living today over the 90s any day. Because I don't know, all the new shit that we have and how easy our fucking life is today. I'm doing a podcast talking to people around the goddamn world if I want to. Couldn't do that shit in the 90s. You barely had a flip phone. Zach Morris had the fucking brick.
I get that, but I don't know. To me, there's an argument there for the same argument we were having with animation and stuff like that, and live action in today's day and age compared to back then and stuff like that. Almost, you could almost put that in a similar vein to just the style of living, where you may have a lot of things. There might be a lot of advancement, but it might also, especially for a lot of people, it might feel soulless compared to back then when there was a lot of sentimentality. There's a lot of real. There's a lot of actual dearth to what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't know everything, which was nice. But we are living... what people need to realize is every day you wake up, you are living at the greatest point in human history. Period. Like, we are at the most technologically advanced, the best ever. In America, we're at the best. We are at the peak of human society right now, ever.
You could say that, but what I'm saying is that when it comes to especially how some people are living, because there's a lot of people that are living that are not really connected to anyone. Even maybe online they might be, but they're not really connected to anyone because that's just how the world is nowadays. A lot of people are a lot more standoffish than they used to be. So, like I said, there's a lot of advancements, there's a lot of big things, but that's all material compared to what things used to be for a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
The very big difference to that. And I get it. Like, you don't want to take things for granted, but sometimes that's not what it is, right? It's because like some people feel more numb today than what it was. And that's not me saying like I'm feeling that. I'm just saying like I can see where people are coming from in that aspect.
I just think it's also called being an adult. And that was your childhood. And as a child, things are very different. And as a kid, everything is very different.
I don't even know if it's that, though, because a lot of kids nowadays are respond a lot differently than they used to. Like they do a lot of things differently.
If you go to the 90s and you have their parents and their grandparents, they're going to look and say, these kids are retarded. They don't do anything. We did X, Y, and Z.
No,
our generation was better.
I'm not saying what I'm saying. Look, everyone wants to think this is something that happens all the time, right? That's untrue. That's an untrue historical thing. It's not how it always is, right? Obviously, there is some kind of groundswell and things like that. But fucking there used to be generational businesses, dude. Like, it's not always this rebellious nature or people just thinking the generations are all, wrong and stuff like that. That's not how it always used to be. We have to get out of that mentality. That's not how
That's not true. That's not true at all. No. Every generation talks down to the other generation. That's quite literally human history. That is how it was. Because when you get technological advancements,
but not how it is in today's day and age.
Well, we've advanced much more rapidly technologically. Absolutely.
I'm just saying it's just nowhere fucking near. Like, the talking down was mainly because you had to bring them to you felt like you had to bring them to a certain standard, right? The talking down in today's day and age is not that. It's literally not liking the fucking people there. So that's what I'm saying, is just like, it's a very different like the sentimentality doesn't feel like it's there for a lot of people compared to what it used to be. The certain connectedness is not there today for a lot of people compared to what it used to be. We can't just not acknowledge this. It just is there. It's an unfortunate aspect, but it just is there for a lot of people, even with all of the shit we have. That's an interesting problem to have to face.
It's double. It's that, but it's also a lot of nostalgia. It's nostalgia as well. And if we went back into the 1990s, we would look at it and go, what the fuck were we doing? Because there was a lot of problems in the 90s as well.
It's not that. No, it's not that. Look, when it comes to statistically, the depression, suicide, everything is at a different degree than it used to be because of how communities were connected, because of how people were connected.
True. Social media fucked a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's social a huge difference. And even with everything we have, it's a huge difference. I'm not saying like, oh, the 90s were just better. I'm just saying like, it's a very huge human experience that people are having nowadays than they used to have. And even for younger children, it's a very huge difference that they're having to experience than what even I used to have when I was growing up. Very different.
But I'll still select today over then, because today, at least I know much more. Before, we were just all ignorant and naive, and that's how we could sit there, and it was so much more,
A lot of people look.
A lot of people want to go back to that.
No, but you may disagree with this, but a lot of people most people shouldn't be involved in most
Agreed.
things. They shouldn't be thinking about most of the things. So like,
we should shut off the internet for most people.
Thing. That is the good thing. And I actually agree with that, it being a good thing for a lot of fucking people. So like, I don't think it's a bad thing. It is. It just is.
We would be done as a country already if that still happened, though.
No, because it is different things, right? But like even because
New World Order would have happened that George H.W. was talking about.
I could probably argue that people knowing too much has also done a lot of fucking damage to the country. So like, look, what I'm saying is that a lot of people shouldn't be knowing what they like.
That I agree with. People and I've heard this. We are not designed to hear about every problem every day around the world.
Fucking designed for that.
We are not designed for that. But we weren't designed for a lot of things, and we will adapt. Not in our generation, but again, our human superpower is adaptability. We will adapt.
You say that
100%.
You say that
100%.
Generations below us are worse on computers than we are. So
no, they're not. They're worse on computers. Yes, because they don't get taught how to use them. They just get put in front of them. That's a difference. They're not getting taught how to use them, but the generations below us understand the horrors of social media and how bad it is because it's been done to them. And they are going to raise significantly better kids that are much more Luddites than we are in terms of technology.
Hey, and then that's a huge. All right, let's continue. Let's go on with the.
No, it's fine. It's a good conversation.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: so my interaction with the 16-year-olds and stuff when I was a driving instructor. They understand that they're addicted. They understand how fucked they are, but they all are like, our kids are not going to do this. We understand what social media has done to us and they don't want it. So I do think though, that they also understand that technology is inevitable. So you cannot go full Luddite.
No.
And I have no worry about the generations underneath us. I really don't. They are going to fix a fucking ton of stuff. They really are. There is a lot of really good kids, smart fucking kids that are standing up to the social culture war bullshit. Now, when we were too cowardly to do it, the millennial piece of shit, we're too cowardly to do it.
Then again, I know
I blame us.
I get it, but also there's a big difference, right? Because it's a very different environment today's day and age than it was for you guys, right? And it's a very different thing to kind of be at the start of it, and you don't.
Well, we were the crash test dummies.
Exactly. Like you're just kind of chilling, right? Like you're not.
Blink 182 said it the best. If we're fucked up, you're to blame.
Yeah,
and that was. But
that's the thing, like it's every generation is going to have its faults and foibles, right? But
of course.
Either way, continue. Sorry.
So Nate's saying government is the religion of the left. The right has a higher priority in general. I argue that the right at the groundswell, sure. The left is, but again, you get your sheep on both sides and you get your true believers. You're there's levels to everything. The right has lost its way in a lot of ways. The right has lost its way. We don't have the same values we used to. Our leader is a Clinton Democrat, guys. We lost a lot of our hard values because we've kept on giving, right? We've given in on gay marriage. We've given in on abortion. We've given in on so much. Rush Limbaugh was right. Pat Buchanan was right about so fucking much.
I might have been. Was I wrong? Sorry,
we're not. The Republicans are not conservative anymore. Yes. Your conservatives are Mike Lee. That is one of your conservatives. Your conservatives are Clarence Thomas. The conservative movement has evolved so much that we are very much centrist now in the conservative movement. And it is a problem. It's a fucking problem.
And you can think whatever you want of Yarvin, but it is very true. Cthulhu only swims left. It's only swimming left.
That's all Republicans, and the joke is, and it's true. Democrats run to the left. Republicans just hold up a fucking yellow slow down sign. That's it. We've been going leftward.
Malice has been saying it,
since Woodrow Wilson. Well, Theodore Roosevelt started the Progressive Party. Woodrow Wilson fully fucking took it that way. We have not gone back since the 1920s, guys. We have kept on going more and more left. Woodrow Wilson was a full-on socialist progressive. And the thing is, there were things that he thought of and did that Adolf Hitler were like, that's a great fucking idea. Okay? And again, I'm not talking when it comes to abortion and when it comes to fucking the MAID programs. I'm just calling them all what they are. I'm not going to call them by the names they want us to say. It's eugenics. I refuse to support eugenics in any which way. MAID is eugenics. Abortion is eugenics. So whenever that conversation comes up, I'm just changing it. And I'm just going to tell them, no, I don't support eugenics. I saw what the Nazis did. I refuse to support eugenics. You can't tell me to do it. So let's keep going here. Adam Pizza says, blame the U's. Nachi saying Lindsay Bluth is from Arrested Development. She protested against circumcision, played by the legendary Ellen DeGeneres.
You should have added Funke to the end of her name, but I should have remembered Lindsay Bluth.
Caveat I saying Jesus came to fulfill the law, not abolish it. Mm-hmm. Some of the Old Testament's rules pointed to Christ. Mm-hmm. Now that Christ has come, those things have been fulfilled. Mm-hmm. Caveat I saying, I guess I'd say read the Bible first, know it, then listen to different discussions. Agreed. Nachi saying boomers have the world's worst voting record. They're not great. Great. Nachi saying Paul would have saved us 15 trillion. Paul would have ran us into the fucking ground. Libertarians would have ran us into the ground. I'm telling you right now, libertarianism at a federal level is an awful idea. Adam Pizza saying execute federal libertarians.
You did say that.
Alex Busted 2026.
You did say that. Good clip. Good clip.
I will come out there right now. Do not execute Mike Termont. I like Mike Termont a lot. He's running for vice president again. Do not execute him. Nate's saying Horton Wood Smith's position isn't war is gay. Nate's saying you go back into the 90s, see your old PlayStation 1, see an upcoming commercial for Raditz landing on Earth, and lose your shit. Yeah, but here's the thing, Nate. I've just been rewatching all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z at the tip of my fingers. I don't have to wait for it to run, and if I fucking miss it, I'm pissed, and I gotta wait for tomorrow morning to hope that they replay that episode either right before or after the new episode they play on the WB or UPN or whatever you watch. There are certain advantages right now that I would go back to the 90s, look at it, and lose my fucking shit.
Yeah, I get that, but you know...
It's not better. It's not better. We've advanced.
No. What I'm saying is, because every time someone talks about it in that way, you're only bringing up material things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all material. And when people bring up about past decades, it's not about really material.
Well, no, because culturally, I am better now than I was then. I'm better. Listen, I do a podcast where I've talked to a bunch of people and I've gotten so much more knowledge and so much more enrichment from doing shit like this than I ever could have in the 90s.
I understand that, but you're not the one making the claim, right? What I'm saying is when people make the claim, it's not about a material thing. That's not what it's about when they make that claim in any sense. That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
You're not the one making the claim, so I wouldn't expect you to fucking talk about
it. And that's fine. But I also think that when you're talking about 30 years ago, and in a generation of 30 years ago, the people saying it were in their teens and were in their single digits. The world was remembered very different because you had zero fucking responsibility. Ask someone with responsibilities if that world was any better or worse.
And I've heard people with that say that they liked it better. So that's the thing. I get it. You just disagree, but I'm just saying.
Because it's a retarded take. It is a retarded take. The past was better. Everyone's gonna fucking say that if you're struggling right now. If you're sitting there working your ass off, your money doesn't go as far as you want it to. Of course, you're gonna nostalgia think about the time when you had zero responsibilities or a lot less. Okay, it is not.
I'm just saying that it was a very different cultural footprint. It's a very different thing, and I don't think it's. I think there's some acknowledgement there of that position. I don't think it's completely out of bounds to say something like that. I just don't think it is. It's a very different type of people lived in America.
Of course, it's always going. We're gonna change.
No, yeah, but we changed dramatically.
Well, technology, every technological leap we have changed as a society.
No, but what I'm saying is, even with just the population has changed dramatically. Just everything has changed very dramatically, comparatively to just civilization, how it normally does change.
Things are changing. Yes. And I agree that things change. Here's the thing. You're arguing existence. That's all you're arguing. Every generation is different.
No. Because the argument that you're standing on right now is the same argument that anyone can make about mass migration. So that's what I'm saying. It's like
mass migrations, but here's the thing. Yes, it is true. Mass migration is a thing, and if you don't stop it, it takes over your civilization. That's history.
But that's what those are the things that people are hitting on. Culturally feeling differently, population feeling differently, and certain things feling differently. That's what people are hitting on. It's not just some fucking nostalgic fucking.
But you're never going to go back.
It's not about going back. It's about saying.
Here's the thing. I think for you, it's not about going back. I think for a lot of people, it is.
No, it's about getting to a point where they feel like you could have this very similar things for your children that you had. Because some people don't feel like they have that, depending on where they live, or you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm making the argument for other people here. But
I think I understand the sentiment, but I also think it's retarded. I think there's the two. I think it's
wrong.
both.
I think it's wrong to disregard it. I think it's completely wrong to disregard it.
I get it. Listen, it's wrong to disregard it because most of those people I feel that way would shut down because it's like you're not listening to me.
It's not even that. I just think it's wrong to disregard that because in a lot of ways, like you just don't want to go into a purely materialistic kind of area, right? Like it's why we're in a similar way that we're in right now, because we care much more about the material than we care about the cultural, and we cared about, that's what we cared about a lot leading into where we are right now. We cared about the material way too fucking much. And that's where it's gotten us to. So that's why
religion is a big part of it. People don't go to fucking church.
I mean, that's a part. It's a part of
it. You go to church, you get a community. Yeah. That's really all it is.
It's a part.
Right now, we're about to get a Muslim community because they all go to fucking mosque. So comments, we appreciate them. Dave, do we have time, or do you want to wrap? Do you want to do real quick? Tim Pool and fucking Alex, or how many more things we got?
I was gonna hit the other one first.
Let's do it.
2 things. Yeah.
We'll get the comments after.
I do not know if people were able to see the newest Mike Klum documentary, but Mike Klum is a documentarian. I will 100% say that because if you've seen it, the man's fucking good at what he does. He made the Boogie documentary years ago. It was very good.
He's legit.
And now he has made I believe it's The Sick Mind of EDP 445. And I have seen the documentary. I've seen it by watching other people, but I've seen it. It is, I mean, if you can handle the what is going on in that documentary, what they're talking about.
I haven't watched it.
How fucking horrifically evil of a person EDP 445 is. Then the documentary is extraordinarily well made. Mike Klum did a fantastic fucking job. And anytime he puts out something, I'm going to watch it. And this is something that they Mike Klum, like, you know, some people might say he kind of was maybe
David, you keep rolling. I'm going to go pee.
Or, you know, he was trying to find some way to kind of just justify the documentary and such like that. But through everything that they were getting EDP to admit and talk about and just go on and on about the things that he thinks or things he might have done and stuff, they wanted to get the district attorney and to get those in charge to reopen the case and take a second look at possibly jailing EDP. And what it's actually happened. The district attorney announced they're taking a second look at the EDP case after watching the documentary, which I did not expect. I had no hope in them doing this, even with all the sick shit that he said in the documentary. But for me, this is fantastic fucking news. This is, does it justify the documentary? To some people, it might still not, which is fair enough in and of itself. But this is a very good step because this man belongs behind bars, not only for the things he said in this documentary, but just for the fact that he was going up to meet up with a 13-year-old. He was, I believe, the other person he was talking to with the Gideon stuff, and all that was weird in of itself, but I believe she was 15. He was trying to do that through things with her. So this man is obviously a predator. And this man obviously needs to at least be behind bars. And the fact that he isn't at this point is a failure, both with Rosen and all of them, but also on our system. So them reopening this case is fan-fucking-tastic. It's awesome.
You know, there's a lot that this documentary did. And I listened to Mike on Side Scrollers. Mm-hmm. He went on to talk about this whole thing.
I heard him on it.
And he did say, as much as they talked about, we've had Alex on, Alex Cuesta's show, Alex Rosen, he's going to come back on at some point. He does God's work. But he did talk about how in the beginning, when Alex Rosen did go after EDP, it was a much more sloppier operation. It wasn't as organized as it is now. And he acknowledges, he's like, Predator Approachers is fantastic now. They do everything right by the books. The arrest stick now. Like Alex said, and they said, and Alex is Alex. He says whatever the fuck he wants on X.
I don't give a fuck.
He doesn't care.
He does a good job.
I'm not a fan of him liking Chud the Builder that much. I think Chud the Builder is just a retard. But I don't care what Alex Rosen likes as long as he's putting pedophiles behind bars.
Yeah, there's no reason to care.
I don't give a shit what he says, what he does, as long as he's taking the scum of the earth off the street and protecting kids. Like that's all I care about. So I'm happy that they reopened this case, and hopefully this guy could be fucking filleted on live television. Because God, and the actor that played EDP, like,
did a great job.
I mean, I feel bad that I know he got compensated, but that sucks to have to say the shit that he said. And
he's
an actor.
He didn't say it. I don't even know really if he talked much. But he's an actor. He's doing what he's doing, right? You're gonna have to act as terrible people sometimes, unfortunately. But yeah, and like I said, if you can handle it like Alex, you probably get mad at certain parts of this documentary.
I know about the 13-year-old and all the shit that.
Yeah. But like I said, if you can handle it, it's a very good documentary. Very good. And, some people might not want to admit it, but it's funny at times.
Dude just sends poop pics to people.
which is ridiculous.
Why?
The man's insane. And I will say this, and like I said, a lot of people don't think this documentary shouldn't have happened in the first place. It's a fair position to have, whatever. But I will say this, when it comes to, and maybe Mike Klum was going for this, maybe he wasn't, but it shows that he is a bit of an outcast, but like you cannot say that EDP doesn't have some charisma. The guy does. He wouldn't have gotten to where he was.
EDP had a huge following.
Yes. It's like if he didn't have some charisma. So it shows that even guys who you would think he's able to make these things, he's able to get to where he was almost on sports broadcast if he just stopped saying the N-word and shit like that.
Yep.
He could have been doing all that. And it shows that even these guys will do some sick and heinous shit like that. And when it's like, obviously, when it's found out and when you can get it done, like you either have to put them in prison or just, same thing as Lindsay Clancy. So, like, I think it was an effective in some ways. It's a fantastic documentary, but I also get the position of not making it at all.
See, the thing is, though, it's like documentarians, if they find something interesting, they go to it, right? And Mike found this interesting, and it's almost a defense that Steve Bannon was trying to use with Epstein, because Steve Bannon has, a lot of fire with him being involved in Epstein. And what has his defense been this whole time? I was getting a documentary together with Epstein, and that's why I spent as much time as I did with him. Yep. And I feel like any documentarian worth their salt would probably have to examine the type of interactions that Bannon had, but would say you're spending time with as much time as possible with these individuals. So that's been Bannon's defense. And again, if Bannon was able to put together a documentary on Epstein that shined light on the shit that he did and would, help the women and implicate more people and then everyone would be cheering for Steve Bannon. And we would say it sucks that, because there would be moments where in every documentary does this, they're clipped and they're edited in a certain way where there are times where they want you to feel sympathy for their character.
Well, yeah, but
they want you to do, and that's part of it. You have to tell a story still in the documentary.
People might not like this, but it's the unfortunate aspect of you have to be entertaining in some way.
Yes.
You have to be able to grab people in some way to get any kind of effective media across.
Yes. So yeah, you need to be interesting. If your documentary is just, this is what happened, this is why it's bad, this is what they said, this is what happened now, no one's going to give a shit. You have to tell a story. And yes, every documentary, while it has real things in it, has a reason for existing. They have a story they want to tell. So that's why it always drove me crazy when people were like, "Oh, Super Size Me was so crazy because that person McDonald's is a shame." First of all, that motherfucker ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner at McDonald's. You have to be retarded to think your arteries wouldn't stop if you didn't do that. Okay, like a retard would think that. Now, is McDonald's good for you? No, but that did its point, right?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do. It was the whole purpose was fast food, especially McDonald's, is just bad for you and nobody should eat it.
Yes.
And that was it. It wasn't health concerns. It was a shot at McDonald's. That's all it was. But that's the thing. At any documentary, you have to make it interesting. And a good documentarian, even if it's a subject like this, like EDP, is going to figure out way for at one point while you're watching this, you are feeling a little bit of sympathy for him. And one of the points was when he was talking about no girls his age ever wanted to talk to him through high school and anything like that. He could never get a girl, and this caused him blah, blah, blah. And most people are shaking their heads, but you're going to get a good amount of people that had a similar experience going, well, I understand why he's pissed. You know what I mean?
No, see, like, that's the thing, right? It's like, yeah, obviously that happens to some people. And yeah, you know, you could have certain feelings from that, but I also think it's bullshit. When
it's 100%. Because Mike brings it up on Side Scrollers, like he had hundreds of thousands of people. There were certainly people his age there with his status that he could have hit up, and they certainly would have had moments with him. So, he's full of shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm happy it's getting reopened.
Yes. This is the best case scenario for the documentary. Holy shit. Like, the best case scenario.
And I know that Mike did his plea with DSP to let him do a DSP documentary, which I
would love it, but he's such a closed off person. He's such a hermit.
Like, but he said he wants more collabs.
Yes, but not like that. I don't know. We'd have to. Did you hear he has a wind? Not getting off this, but did you hear he has a wind tunnel in his house? So his AC is off, and he has constructed a wind tunnel of fans to send the heat from the top down and down to a window. I have to look up someone.
That's innovative. I'm not gonna lie. Good for him.
Someone drew a diagram of it.
So while you do it, I'm gonna get some comments. Caveat I saying, especially stupid people. Nate's saying, then you'd have to choose between WCW and WWF and realize it's peak civilization. It was never WCW. It was always WWF. Not even a choice. And ECW probably over both of them. Caveat I saying, but I met you guys via social media. Exactly. Social media is a great thing. It's terrible for us. Grace Collins on Kick saying, yo, how's it going? Hi, Grace. Thanks for checking in. Nachi saying, dialing up Hulu to watch DBZ ain't watching DBZ the way it was. No, Toonami was better, and I like weekly serialized much better than binge. But I know everything that happens to DBZ. You send me back to the 90s, and I'm getting the same 15 episodes of DBZ just to say an arc, and not even Vegeta and Nappa. I'm fucking pissed, okay? Nachi saying, name a great, funny, present movie. Agreed on that. Hollywood is dead until the stupid, funny movie can come back. 100%. Nate's saying culture is more important than technology. I think they can both walk hand in hand, because if you don't have the Gutenberg printing press, we don't get books that go around the world at a massive level, generating some more culture. They walk hand in hand. And the Bible is the most printed book on the planet. More people read the Bible. More people get closer. More community. Caveat I saying Supergirl isn't good comedy. I mean, yeah, it's probably the best one lately. Nate saying my PS5 is cool, but not as cool as culture in the 90s. Nate also saying Stone Cold is empirically better than Roman Reigns. Yeah, Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns. Nate also saying Tom Brady is empirically better than Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady can eat a dick. Wild and Wired Media saying good show, y'all. What's up, Regina? Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Dave. What else we got? Did you find your
I can't fucking diagram? Find it. I swear I saw someone do it, but like with how the deluge of DSP stuff, and if you look up wind tunnel as well, like you actually straight up get fucking wind tunnels. So it's difficult to find, unfortunately, very unfortunately. But I did want to bring this up regarding the EDP doc and Mike Klum. Apparently, Mike Klum's second YouTube channel has been banned from YouTube for harassing EDP. I'm going to put on this Nick DiOrio clip because I believe he talks about it in this.
But yeah, that is there's a big piece of news that I need to talk about immediately, and I wasn't sure if I was going to cover this or I was going to kind of just ignore that this was happening, depending on, I don't know which one would be better for the person. But Mike Klum is banned from YouTube. I don't know if I can find this right now. If you have anybody has a link to the Mike Klum YouTube channel of any of the segments of the EDP 445 thing, you'll find this warning right now. This video is no longer available because YouTube associated with this video, the account has been terminated. So Mike Klum 2 has been banned on YouTube. Potentially that.
Nick's little dude not stopping dancing is so off-putting.
You don't like his wiggle? I like his wiggle.
I liked it in the beginning. The fact that it just doesn't stop, it's so distracting.
No, he's wiggling.
and he's a Rangers fan. I don't like that either.
That means that Mike Klum 1 could be banned from YouTube as well. I don't know if this is a breaking news story. If you haven't heard about it, I believe Mike Klum has already appealed and is working toward a resolution to get this channel back, but I found out, literally I looked at my phone 2 seconds ago to make sure I had like permission to talk about this, and I do. He's been banned for harassing a pedophile. Yes, it's not violent gore, it's not too many slurs. According to Mike Klum, this
I want to point this out. Someone in his chat said it's all clumming to a head. I like that. And I don't know. I just like that one. I'm sorry.
This ban is for harassing EDP 445, a pedophile. So YouTube has banned his second channel, and I believe they're currently working on a resolution right now. So when we get to this point of the stream, I'm going to spin up a tweet. We're going to at Team YouTube. We're going to do the best we can. Try to help them out. We do this on the channel a lot because unfortunately, friends of the channel sometimes find themselves in sticky situations. So yeah, we're going to spin up a tweet in a little while. Keep that in mind. Keep that not under wraps. Actually, you can go feel free to tweet about it, talk about it, bring it to anywhere you got to go right now. That is a priority numero uno tonight, is hopefully getting Mike Klum his second channel back, because I would not like to wake up and find out that his Boogie documentary is gone. So yeah, we'll probably mention that twice if we cover Boogie, but yeah, we need Mama Max. So that is a big piece of news that I literally on the fly just decided, okay, let's talk about it because I got confirmation that I'm allowed to.
Yeah, to be quite honest, pretty big.
That is big because two major documentaries that he's responsible for. That is a big deal, and I hope does he have it back yet?
I'm not sure. That I don't know. I can check real quick.
Yeah, check real quick. While you're doing that, Nate has a question for you. I forgot to ask, has David been keeping up with bricks and minifigs?
Unfortunately, I have not. That's the one that I just haven't fucking watched any of. I have not watched any of it. So, like, I feel like I should, because there's a lot going on there. And I know kind of the overview. There's something about Legos and a fucking Mormon owner or something like that. And they did some fucked up shit, I think, with, like, Reckless Ben calling them out. And I can't remember exactly, like, the overview of it, but it sounds like there's some crazy shit going on there, and it sounds like that it's like a pretty funny scenario with some of the stuff that's going on, but I've not been keeping up with it. At some point I'll get into it and really look at it, but I just haven't yet. Yeah. Nate says you're missing the fuck out. I know, I'm sorry. but like, I just haven't yet.
So Mike Klum's first YouTube page is still alive.
Yeah, but I don't think his second is, because I can't even find it.
What's the name of his second one?
I think it's just Mike Klum 2. Let me see. Yeah, Mike Klum 2. That's all it is. It's not even coming up.
Wow.
Fucking EDP, man.
Holy shit.
It's not even coming up when I look it up. So
that's wild.
Yep.
That is wild.
Well, he needs to get his shit back.
Yes.
100% he needs to get his shit back. And they said it's way more than that. I'll do a bricks and minifigs deep dive at some point. Or
he will binge.
Even just a dive at some point. It's just, I need to pick a time and day to do. Like, you know, I need to decide, okay, I'm going to listen to this stuff. Because when I first saw it coming out, I'm like, it could be fun, but I'm listening to other things right now, and you know,
I don't even know what bricks and minifigs is.
It's a dispute. And Nate, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's this big dispute, I believe, about Legos. And there's a company called Bricks and Minifigs, and I think they fucked someone over. or something like that. So it's bad. Like what they did is fucking ridiculous.
I think you gave me a synopsis of this a while ago.
Maybe
or maybe Nate.
I honestly, if you were talking to me probably a couple months ago when it was first starting, I probably knew more. But right now, it's completely lost on me. Yeah,
Nate saying you'll be addicted
Nate,
in
I'll do
15
it.
minutes in.
I promise I will do it.
I had the same trepidation that I couldn't get enough. You got wormholed, Nate.
I promise I will do it at some point. Because it just seemed like fun.
As we approach 3 hours, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the show.
Finally, getting to the last part of the show.
We've had a lot of sidebar conversations. They've been good, though.
Alex, I did not watch this video. You sent me this video.
Watch it.
I have been tacitly seeing what's been going on with Alex Jones, especially because he had a tumble with the quartering, and the quartering showed his udders. But
quick synopsis. Yeah. Alex kind of has been going a little nuts.
Been crashing.
Him and the quartering have been going at it. He made the quartering look retarded. The quartering showed his belly for his son and fucking
Did you
Alex.
See any of his quartering?
I saw clips. He just groveled. So he's a bitch.
When he said they could wrestle. Oh yeah. My God.
So then not too long after that, he puts out a thing saying the algorithm is fucked. All my views are down.
Well,
Elon needs to get this fixed.
Yeah,
and then
I just want to correct that real quick because that's what he put out when quartering went after him, and then he had him on. So he actually had that video out with that stuff, and quartering responded to him saying, "Oh, the Pakistani bots must be turned off or something like that." And that's how the quartering ended up on the show. But sorry, continue.
Got it. And then Tim quote tweeted it, Tim Pool, and said, "This is what happens when you flip on a dime." Mm-hmm. A lot of your viewers are not going to stay with you. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I know Tim and Alex are friends, and Alex pays attention to Tim's show. Mm-hmm. So Tim has been talking, again, I make no bones about it. I listen to Timcast. Tim has been talking since the presidential election saying, hey, views are about to be down. Everyone's views go down. That's political because we're in midseason. Nobody gives a shit about the midterms. People don't listen. And people are going to start grift and saying things just for clicks. Mm-hmm. And he's been saying this for a long time. And he talks about his views and where they were, where they are. He always does that. So here's the thing. This has come to a culmination of what's going on now. Alex says that Tim threw the first stone by saying that. And I can't say he was fully wrong, right? But Tim's also not wrong that Alex has changed on a dime on Trump, on everything, and is sounding so much more like Candace and Tucker. So it has all come to, he challenged Tim to a debate. Tim basically laughed it off and was like, we agree on most topics. It would be the most boring debate ever. Mm-hmm. And then Tim, tongue-in-cheek, was like, you know what? I'll do it for $300,000, which is what Andrew Wilson paid Candace to do the debate. So it was very tongue-in-cheek. This is Alex Jones's response after all that. And I am convinced that we will be seeing Alex on Timcast very soon, and they are going to kiss and make up because Alex is incredibly unserious in this, and it's actually fucking hilarious. So let's watch it.
To trial by combat. You will wear the blue and white and the Star of David. I will wear the red, white, and blue. I'm calling out Netanyahu's champion. I'm demanding trial by combat publicly. If you fail, Israel must withdraw from trying to take over the U.S. government and get out of the NDAA and stop the war. If you win, we launch nuclear weapons and destroy the entire planet to bring back the Messiah. Tim Pool, the ball is in your court.
Like, it's the most unserious thing. Like, Alex is fucking around here, and it's funny. This whole video is actually really
So I challenged Tim Pool today to a bare knuckles boxing match for charity, really tongue-in-cheek, because he said he'll debate me, but for $300,000, because I guess it's all about the money. I want to know, did he ever take money from the Israelis or any subsidiary? He said last night he's never taken money from the Israelis.
Real quick,
I said from any...
This is part of the problem with Alex and all that. This obsession with Israel is wild. Now, is Israel perfect? Fuck no. Is Israel a pain in the ass? Yes. Have they been a thorn in our side in a lot of things? Yes. Are they fucking up this Iran war? Abso-fucking-lutely. They have been, every time it seems like we're getting close to possibly coming to some sort of an accord, either with them in Iran or Gaza. Israel was doing something. Like with the MOU. They had the MOU in place. It seemed like they were moving. And what did Israel do? Israel attacked Lebanon. And that's when the Iranians were like,
Mhm.
the fuck is going on? Control your
Mhm.
boy.
Mhm.
And we just saw it recently, today or yesterday, as America has been trying to stabilize Syria, they attacked a Turkish base on Syria. And Turkey's a NATO ally.
And that's just crazy. Like, you can't
It's
have
crazy. Israel has been a absolute fucking thorn in the side of America in this war effort, but we also need them because of their intel on Iran. So it is such a double-edged sword right now. But the obsession with Israel in terms of Israel controls things, all retarded. Israel's annoying. Israel's trying to get their way in every which way, but so is every country. Okay, they all want our favor.
To be quite honest with you, I think there's more of an argument saying that a lot of Congress people are much more receptive to Israel and much more receptive in doing things for Israel than they are for other countries. I think that's just true.
And it is true.
Yeah, and for me, it's just like, there is an argument for, like, why does Randy Fine have two countries' flags outside in his office? Like, I think there's genuinely good arguments there. I think when you go and say, like, Israel controls it, no, I don't think that's true. But I think it's much more true to say that a lot of Congress people, the vast majority of them actually on both sides, have much more credence towards Israel and will actually go ahead and do things for them over sometimes things that are much more pertinent for our country. So I think that's the more pertinent argument than saying that Israel controls the U.S.
And there's a simple explanation for that. You couldn't get elected before without supporting Israel. That was a litmus test for the past 40 years, is what is your support for Israel? And if you weren't at a minimum, like, we absolutely believe they have the right to exist, they should be able to defend themselves. That was the left position. They have a right to exist and they should be able to defend themselves. Yeah. And then more to the right was they should be able to fucking bomb whoever they want. Because they're, it's a Christian thing. They're Jews. We're partners. Blah, 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 blah. That is why, because we talk about the age of the members of the government, including Randy Fine. Yeah. They are still in that mindset of they need to Israel needs to be at the forefront of foreign policy.
I'm not sure if Randy Fine's an age thing. Randy Fine might actually just be a duality thing. I think that one's more of a duality. I think
Randy Fine is a duality, but I'm saying for majority of them, that is why Congress is that way, because it was political suicide to say fuck Israel for 40 plus years. So I think that's why you still get that major Israeli support, and AIPAC money is good. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a genuinely good art. Like that's a genuinely good explanation for it. And that and I know we're going off on a tangent before he even keeps going. Yeah, but that's the thing that kind of annoys me about the argument and, like, the J-Spurgs and stuff like that, because it's like, no, there's genuine arguments for, like, Israeli, like, influence on our government, stuff like that. There is a genuine fucking argument about that. Yeah. And, like, especially the way Congress people talk about that. Like, you see the way and I know he's the envoy, like, but like Mike Huckabee, the way he talks about Israel is fucking crazy.
Mike Huckabee's been that way forever, though. That's been Mike Huckabee. Yeah, no, it is.
I'm just saying, like, it's a little insane to hear. So, like there are genuine arguments there to be made, but when you take this huge fucking, like, bite of an argument, that's when people just try to just disregard it wholesale, and it's just like, no, I don't. Like, there's a reason why you shouldn't do that, because you don't want it to be disregarded wholesale.
I am telling you right now, I wouldn't be surprised if a accident from an American force to an Israeli force happens real soon, as a message for Trump to say, fucking stop, Bibi. We are done. You are now listening. Because, again, Israel is fucking a lot up. Because the thing is, though, Israel wants things solved, but on their terms. They don't want it solved the way we do.
That's not their choice. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be their choice. And the thing is, too, they are about to fuck up all the Abraham Accords, because Turkey, Syria, and Oman or Saudi Arabia, one of them, have allegiance. And I mean, if they all get together, that now extends out. We are actually looking at World War III if this keeps going. And that's not even being hyperbolic. That will become a major Middle Eastern regional war, and that the Middle East gets into Russia, okay? And Turkey will have Europe on their side. They are NATO ally, Article 5. And now America's looking at it going, okay, are we Article 5 NATO, which we've been saying fuck NATO for a while, or are we going to stand with Israel? And then we're going to be on a peninsula with Israel and just a very few people.
Yeah, like it's not, that's a bad position to be.
Not ideal. So there needs to be some.
Especially it's a bad position if like that same country is, like you said, messing things up. Like they're fucking
genuinely fucking things up.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's a huge issue. Like it just genuinely is.
It is. And again, it's okay to criticize Israel, the government, because the government, like every other government, does shady fucking shit. And yes, they are paying as much money as they can to win our favor because they need us.
Yeah. And I will say that because like, look, you know, we're having a good discussion about this, right?
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people, whether center right or whatever like that will make that statement you did. I'm not saying obviously you're not doing this, but will make that statement you did, like you can criticize Israel, but then don't make any fucking, like they won't accept any criticism of Israel. Like they won't accept a single,
which is retarded. And they leap back to the Holocaust and everything like that.
But then again, it's the same thing. Like I'm saying, like when you jump to Israel controls the U.S., it's just like, well, like, no, that's how you get everything that you're saying kind of disregarded wholesale, because like you can poke a lot of holes in that. It just doesn't seem to be true at all. But it's the same thing where it's just like, it's the same thing that's going on with the other side.
100%.
Just like Caveat said, the obsession with the old both sides seems a bit unhinged, where it's just like, oh, well, you know, you can criticize them, but then anytime you say anything, it's just like, oh, no, you just hate Jews. It's just like, oh, whoa. Like, no, it's not anti-Semitic to say certain things, right? It's not anti-Semitic, like what's going on in England right now. It's not anti-Semitic to say, yeah, I think Britain should be for British people.
Well, here's the thing. It's not like we don't hate all of Iranians because we want that regime toppled. We don't, the Iranian people, we can differentiate the citizens from the government, right? Like if the Israeli government is doing wrong, that doesn't mean we hate all Jews or hate all Israeli citizens. That means that government is fucking up right now, and you can criticize the people in power. Like that's just, it's not a low bar. But all right, let's continue with Alex here.
Subsidiary, because Poole admits he took money from the Russians through one of their subsidiaries. And back when it happened, I could see how that could happen, and he didn't know. But now because he said, I got the call implying I'm being paid, I want to know by who. So because Tim is obviously all about the money, and he's like 40 years old, I'm 52, you're 12 years younger than me, you're in better shape than me, I've seen you, you're like 6'7", probably weigh like 290 pounds. People don't.
Who is that behind him?
I don't know. Wait, there's someone I don't see.
Who is that?
Where the fuck is Alex Jones? Is he in like a computer lab?
He's on Twitter. What is he doing?
And is that MS-DOS behind them? Like, no, that's Chrome. But I love this. Here's the thing. This is why I think Alex is trying to diffuse it with us. Because the fact that he's saying Tim Pool's 6'7", 290, like, I think Alex realizes, and I think he probably watched Timcast and listened to it, and I think he realizes that Tim was talking a more broad thing, and I think Tim is Tim. He'll say to Alex, "You've changed, and you fucking, and you know that." But at the same time, Tim didn't, on the show, he kind of was like, "Fuck Alex Jones at this point if this is what you're gonna be." But the whole time on Twitter, all he kept saying was, "Alex, we're friends. I've defended you for years. I don't know where this is coming from. Like, I'm not attacking you. Like, we are friends. Like, what are you doing?" And I think Alex kind of got sober and was like, maybe I should fuck around with him now, and we can see if we can diffuse this. This video seems much more like a diffusing the situation than trying to escalate it. But go ahead, keep going.
190 pounds. People don't really get it on camera how big Tim is. I mean, he's very scary looking. So I'm an easy pushover. Okay? I'm an old man, and it would be great for charity, and I'm ready to do it, Tim. So let's do it. I mean, a lot of this I'm obviously joking around, but my point was he makes it all about money, so I just threw it back at him to have some fun. But I am serious. If he wants to do it, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it right now. Of course, there's the guy on his staff, too, that I really like. He comes off like the teacher at Beavis for Butthead. He would probably actually kick my ass. He has wizard powers. But you, Tim, look, I'll make
fucking Ian.
If you take this deal, we'll do it somewhere where real combat sports is illegal. Maybe Thailand or something. You can have your skateboard. All right? You can even fight with your skateboard against me. but I get to wear your beanie. Okay? See, I'm not ashamed of this, Tim. You got like the Chrome Dome too. So I stand by ready, but getting serious here, the point is that America has turned against the terrible things that are happening. Republicans are about to lose the midterms. This war is a disaster. It's created an alliance with Pakistan with a nuclear umbrella with Turkey and Saudi Arabia. Now, Syria is about to join. Israel just bombed the Turkish military to try to stop an alliance deal. That's going to push them more to the alliance. We are on a road to Armageddon, getting serious here. And so I'm just simply saying, if you want a spectacle and you want to raise some Benjamins, maybe for your new skate park, I stand by. In fact, maybe you can't resist. It's not for charity. We just split the money. You get that new skate park you always wanted. So, are you ready? Tim, this is serious. I'm standing by waiting. Let me know.
That's a great video. That's a great video. I'm not going to
great video. You, Tim. And I saw it as Alex does have some problems with what Tim's been saying. I think that is but I also think cooler heads prevailed, and Alex looked at it going, this isn't worth throwing away a 10-year friendship with Tim Pool.
Well, and I think his biggest issue was that the way he took that Tim said that he got the call was that his issue was that it felt like Tim was saying, oh, you're just taking money to say what you want to say. And he's like, well, fuck you.
Well, Tim did say that on the show. Tim said flat out that, because Alex Jones did 3 videos about Tim after that, basically saying that he's a BB. He met with BB and all the secret shit. And he started accusing Tim of a bunch of stuff. And Tim's just like, and on his show, he's like, I talked about meeting with BB. He's like, he's like, right afterwards, I said, he's like, but I also said that at the time, he's like, things got leaked. He's like, it was Chatham House rules. We don't talk about shit that I said there. It's kind of what everyone agreed to. And so he's like, again, I think Tim was didn't think that he was going to get the reaction like that out of Alex.
Yeah.
And I think Alex thought it through and was like, you know what? Let's fucking make a meme out of it. And like I said, I think we'll be seeing Alex on Tim's show very soon. And they will yell about it. They'll hash it out, but they'll eventually come to the fact that they do align closely on most things. And I just think that, again, and Ian Carlson brought up the point. It might have been Ian or Phil when they said that Alex is in a really desperate spot right now. He's had everything taken from him. He's trying to rebuild InfoWars from the ground up. He's still trying to pay his staff that have stayed with him. If he's taking money to fucking say or do things, it's almost not blamable because the man got stripped from everything. He has nothing. He said flat out, he maybe has $10,000 in his account right now because he's just being taken.
Yeah.
So I get it.
The thing is, and I've said this before on the show, like the accusations of taking money thing, obviously you could do a tongue in cheek thing, right? But like when you're actually seriously doing that, I don't like that unless there's like some genuine evidence for it, right?
It's the easiest thing to say when you disagree with somebody.
Exactly. I don't like it's for me, it's a dumb argument. I don't like it. So it's for me, it's just like, just attack them on anything else. There's no reason to say that unless you actually have some evidence of something going on.
Where's the receipts? That's where like the annoying thing is receipts, but if you don't have them for that situation, that's a big accusation.
And that's the thing, right? And that's also probably why Alex felt a little slighted there because like, look, Tim was caught in something where a lot of people are going to claim he took money from Russians. So like, why are you saying this to me when you're going to get that thrown at you all the fucking time? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, Tim initially said flat out, you changed your views. And that's when he started going off saying that he's just an Israeli shill. Alex was the first one saying that Tim got the call. He's an Israeli shill, blah, blah, blah. And that's why Tim on the show was like, I'm constantly critical of Israel. I am constantly saying that they are a problem, that they have undue influence, that we're in this war way too deep with them. Like, he's like, so what are we going to debate? He's going to say things. He's going to be like, AIPAC has far too much influence. And I'm going to say, yeah, you're right. He's like, there's nothing I agree with you, Alex. He's like, there's nothing to disagree with here. He's like, I openly admitted I met with Bibi Netanyahu. He's like, he's a head of state and I was invited. Of course I'm going to go fucking meet with him. Like, so, I mean, again, I think he probably watched Timcast. And he probably heard the way Tim and them were talking and was probably like, we got to figure out how to defuse this.
Mm-hmm.
And in the best way, Alex did it by challenging to a bare knuckle fight in Thailand.
I kind of want to see it happen now.
And telling people that Tim is like 6'9", 290. Tim is like 5'10" at best, 5'11". Like it was hilarious. That's why I want to watch the video. It was a great fucking video. Let's get to some comments here. Nate G. A man owned the largest Lego starters collection. He got sick and his son did a consignment with BAMF. The franchise changed owners and stole his collection. They are all based in Utah.
Yeah, that's worse than even what I thought it was. Oh my God.
Shit.
That's awful.
That's
fucking terrible.
Caveat saying there's a low bar. Nate saying the Mormon church gets big exposed.
Yes, it's a bunch of Mormons that own brick and minifigs.
Isn't this where like we generally confirm that the Mormon mafia existed and Candace wasn't telling a lie, that this is like Mormon mob shit?
I think so.
Maybe Candace got the Mormon mob from watching bricks and minifigs and figured she could bring it in there. Nate also saying, give Alex his credit. He cooked our favorite coffee salesman. Go buy coffee, man. Your coffee brand coffee there.
Dude, and you know, I don't pay attention to any Candace shit, but I've seen like some of the clips I see coming around are funny as shit. When she said the cream of the pie is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard in my life.
Listen,
and someone says she's like continuously pregnant, so it makes sense as to why she would say that.
One of my favorite things that I'm currently doing is my show that I produce tomorrow night with Ryan Morrow, the Counteroffensive, and he is all on top of exposing Candace and her bullshit, and he's convinced she's about to leave for Russia. And that her husband, George Farmer, is very involved with shit. And it really is seeming like she's about to pack up her shit and leave. It's very interesting. Nate's saying it's 1,000% Mormon mafia shit. They own the fucking judges.
Which I wouldn't be surprised about.
I mean, it's Utah. I'm not surprised. But no, Candace can't read. And my thing is, what bothers me about Candace and everyone else in her inner circle is, we talk a lot. Every week, you and I talk for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. We're up to 3 tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna fumble our words. There is no one mad if you fuck up a pronunciation.
Yeah.
We don't have producers in our ear. Candace Owens does. When you say something wrong once, let it go. They say it wrong a second time. That's when you're in your ear going, Candace, that's not pronounced that way.
It's woman slop, man. That's what it is.
It's so retarded. It's like, listen, you fuck it up once, okay, you slipped up. You fuck it up again, okay, this person doesn't know how to say it. Yeah. Let me correct them to say don't sound like a retard, because she has hundreds of thousands of people that follow her and watch her.
It's woman slop. I don't care about that.
Candace needs to go away, man. What a fucking vile person that to have.
Yeah, that's Daily Wire's problem. They brought her on. They can find a way to take her out.
Nate, you saying, what's that shirt? So it was a Father's Day gift.
That's awesome.
Amazing dad with Spider-Man. I just like Spider-Man's on it, but yeah, it's a Father's Day gift. But outside of that, Dave, outside of that really serious challenge, do we have anything else tonight?
No, that's about it. Nice 3 hours.
I figured we'd end off on that video because that video is fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, that's why I left it for last. I was like, let me do that.
I'm happy that was your first time watching it. That was a legit reaction because Alex was hilarious in that. And I didn't notice the little random kid there, the 12-year-old, just fucking chilling.
He was obviously like probably 18. He was younger, but he wasn't that young. But like,
that would be
like, what the fuck is that guy doing?
That'd be ultimate if Alex Jones is in the middle of like a fucking cyber cafe, just making that video.
He's actually just a random guy. He's not someone on Alex's team. He's just a random guy.
Team. He went to some random fucking cyber cafe and is making this video, and someone now has like a fucking phone thing of Alex Jones ranting into a tripod. That would be incredible. Oh man. Nate's saying, it looked like Spider-Ham from Marvel Snap. No, it's not Spider-Ham. But all right, Dave, is that going to wrap us up tonight?
Yeah, that's about it.
Everyone, thank you. Nate, Rollin, Adam Pizza, Regina coming in, checking in. The chat was bumping tonight. We appreciate that. The Farrells are coming in, Connor and Tommy. We appreciate you all. We'll be back next week. We might have a guest. We might not. We never fucking know. We don't know. We know like a day before, and then we figure shit out. But outside of that, maybe that's why we suck. We are not fully organized. Like, we're never going to get monetized. But as always, fuck Broma16. Get David on Side Scrollers, and make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe if you have not. Share this, and we'll be back, y'all. So we will see you later. Everyone, have a good night.